Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong ding dong, that is the song which I will ring. All caroling, one seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, high power, raising the star, all here and there, telling a tale. Running around the world, people sing songs like good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. All I said, all without end, they triple tongue. All I said, all without end, they triple tongue. All the bells, sweet summer bells, all seem to say, Christmas is here. Ding dong, that is the song which I will ring. All caroling, one seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, high power, raising the sound, all here and there, telling a tale. Ring, ring, roll, people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Christmas is here. Christmas is here. Christmas is here. Christmas is here. Christmas is here.
Hello friends! Thank you so much to Daria for being on this song with us. I'm going to be on a cover on their channel of Santa is Back in Town. That will be up very soon, and I will update the little thingy down below as soon as it's live. Last chance to get your Halloween Holidays merch in time for the holidays. We have all kinds of colors and styles, so get them while you still can. Last
boy. What a crunchy, crusty day. How are we all doing, folks? I have to say, as a white person, I'm very glad that Hassan was banned. I feel incredibly oppressed when people use the C slur against me. I think, you know, Twitch is finally stepping up to the plate to do something about the horrific racism on this platform. It's been a long time coming. I'm trying so hard not to smile. Oh, fucking brilliant, eh? Eh? Very normal. And I've got to say, I'm going to say this early on, because early on there's not that many people here. You know, there's only like the true sort of like, the true believers, the true fans, the acolytes that are here at the start of the stream. You know, I'm talking about RJ, I'm talking about Splootnewt, I'm talking about Quarterdove. Zotmeister's here, which is rare, but I mean, as Zot says, they usually lurk during non-game streams, so maybe Zot's here at the start of every stream, but you know what I mean? I am fucking sick to my back teeth of streamer Twitter. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. There's only one type of streamer talking about this on Twitter at the minute, and it's political streamers. And it's so stressful, because it's like, there are so many people out there with platforms, huge platforms, that I know personally. And none of them are even talking about it. And I know that they know it's happening. I know that they know it's happening. I'm just fucking like, honestly, I'm not going to mention this again, but yet again, streamer Twitter, do something challenge. Just do something challenge. You know? Honestly, like, it's annoying because I'm only talking about this on like my alt account, because I genuinely like don't want to lose friends, but it just stresses me out so much. Anyway, every time you think it can't get worse, streamer Twitter comes in, bam. Yeah, that's right. That's right. How you do, fellow anti-whites? Well, you know, it goes without saying, folks, that you cannot use the C slur in the chat anymore. And any kind of video with Hassan or Vorsh in it, I can't watch that. Even if it's to dunk on Vorsh, which of course is a very fun and cool thing to do. But yeah, you know, it's just one of them. I'll be repeating that throughout the evening. But anyway, how are we doing, folks? How are you all doing? I hope you're all having an excellent day despite that. You know, when I first found this community, I never would have figured out everyone in this community turned out to be racist. Yeah, I know. Horrific, innit? So, little update on COVID. I don't know if I've got it. I've still not got any symptoms. I thought I was feeling a fever yesterday, but as someone in the chat rightly pointed out, I can't remember who it was. But they said, if you have a fever, everything around you will feel cold. But I just felt a bit hot, so maybe I didn't have a fever last night. I'm definitely not feeling one today. And I didn't feel one when I was in bed last night, so, you know. Excuse me. Hello, Lilith, how you doing? This cover offends you? Really? You don't like it? I mean, I can't play the original on stream, so this is the compromise, you know? It's like we can't say the C slur anymore, so we now have to say, we just have to say mayo or whiteys, you know? Ranch dressing individuals. I have started an alt Twitter, RJ, yes. If you'd like to follow that, that's at Muel posting. Simply MUEL posting. You could go follow that. That's where all my spicy opinions are.
And now you do what they told you.
Snowflake? No, because Snowflake is... Snowflake implies someone who doesn't have the capacity to... Oh my god, hi Dave!
Yo, what's happening?
Not much. How are you, Dave? What's going on? Thank you so much for the 3 months. Snowflake implies someone that gets, you know, upset easily, you know, like a conservative at a certain slur. A certain slur that's definitely not a slur, but we're saying it's a slur now. Apparently, that's the state of this platform. That's the state of this. You like the profile pic? Yeah, most people do. It's hard not to, really. Because, you know, I'm fucking ripped. Dave, thank you so much for the 3 month sub. How are you doing, friend? And hello, Andy. How are you doing, Andy? Welcome in, welcome in. Let's get a shout out there for I'm a Coconut. Because he's a lovely lad. Please go and show him some love. Speaking of I'm a Coconut, thank you so much, Andy, for the 25 quid donation today. He did that while I was off stream. We are now at £278.69. Nice. Of the £350 goal, which means we've only got 80 quid to go. Is that right? 80 pounds? If I round that up to 80, 20, 50, 70. About 70, 80 quid to go. My alt Twitter profile description. Yeah, I just fucking love coming. I love coming to my PC and sitting down and streaming for everybody in the chat. I mean, the reason that I started at the alt account, the reason I started the alt account is because I do tweet about shit, piss, and cum a lot. You know what I mean? And that just loses me followers. Like, I do notice it. I do notice it because I do a lot of swiping on the phone, and sometimes when I'm on Twitter, I swipe to get off the home screen, and I do that accidentally. And then I see my profile and my follower count. And I did that a few times after, like, tweeting things like, what was that one that I tweeted once? Should I order takeout or just come in my hand and eat it? I lost a few followers after that one. So, you know, I had to start an alt, really. It had to happen. It had to happen. I've got 6,000 followers. I've got some influential people following me on the main account now. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a medium-sized account on Twitter. You're not the only one thinking that. That's right. People have no appreciation for fine art. That's right. Also, yeah, I'm going to shout out Dave as well, because Dave's a good streamer. Hello, Galaspar and Becca. You both entered chat at the correct time. That's right. That's right. It lost me followers. I know you find that funny as fuck. Follow for follow, though. Sure, yeah, on my alt account, definitely. Was this the band who peed in that man's face? No. Cum is a good source of protein. That's a fact, yeah. That's a fact. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Proceeds from this video will be going to the Bail Project, and you can read more about that
It
organization.
is a good video. It's a very good video. It's not something I can do on stream. You are Carrie Witchett, by the way. Okay, I'll try and remember that. I'll try and remember that. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I did a stream without CBD yesterday, but I think today I'm absolutely going to need it because I found myself raging today. Absolutely raging. Not just at the fucking C-slur bullshit, but also at the fact that there are no home delivery slots left for rapid lateral flow tests right now. And considering I was hanging out with someone who's now been tested positive for COVID on Sunday, the only way that I can go outside is apparently if I do a lateral flow test every day. Now, I don't mind staying inside. I'll do it because I care about my fellow individual human. But it would be kind of nice to know if I've got this disease or not. You know what I mean? I went to thingy today. I tested negative yesterday, by the way. So I went to the pharmacy today. I went to Boots and I went to the regular pharmacy. Both ran out of them. I also went to get a PCR test done today as well. So I'll be getting the results for that in a couple of days. You got a different message though. It said there were none available. Yeah, it just says there are no home delivery slots left for rapid lateral flow test right now. Also tried to book my booster as well today. The only dates that they've got for my booster are dates where I'm potentially not going to be able to go out because I don't have any fucking lateral flows to see if I'm fucking negative. Or the 8th of January. So I'm just like... I've been pretty mad about the people who died in a tornado because Amazon wouldn't let them go home. Yeah. Yeah, that is fucked too. Very fucked, Dave, yeah. This is some bullshit. No idea what the government are playing at here. You've been here for too long to be saying stuff like that. You know exactly what the government's playing at. They don't give a fuck how many of us die. They don't give a shit. What's that? What's that? They're gonna siphon funds? Siphon funds from the public to give their friends who own businesses government contracts instead of looking after the populace? Well. I've been screaming about it for years and people just think I'm mad. I know the feeling. We're all mad here. Don't worry about it. You know, we're seeing an older relative at Xmas and I want to be safe. I'm seeing my sister's wife's mum. So, like, my grandma-in-law. Wait, no, my mum-in-law. Mother-in-law? It's not my mother-in-law. Mother-in-law twice removed? I don't know how it works. I'm seeing her mum. And she's like fucking 90-odd at Christmas. Hello, 666. How you doing, Fred? Seen that some scummy companies using Stan Lee's Twitter account to advertise NFTs. Would that just not be Marvel? I don't know. Hey, Funky Spider, how you doing? Hey, this normal country. Heard Malta just legalized weed, so maybe that's where I'll escape. Yeah? There's plenty of other countries that got legal weed, though, that, like, might have a better attitude towards LGBTQ folks. Not sure about Malta's attitude towards LGBTQ folks, but I don't think it's that good. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know Sean Fay went there. Tories never change. Yeah, I agree with Shafiq. They do change. They get worse. Also, hello, Funky Spider. I don't know if I said hello to you. The travel red list has been cleared. So is it just staying like that now? They're not changing it? There you go. Plenty of weed in Amsterdam. That's right. So both your grannies on Sunday, 94 and 96 now. Great to see them. Oh, that's lovely. Need to self-isolate before go to see your 70-year-old dad? Oh, yeah, totally. And it's funny as well, because you'll see, like, normies, yeah? You'll see normies and libs and conservatives say things like, oh, it's only Omicron. It's not going to be that bad. Only in our country could we say something that fucking stupid, right? Is Malta very progressive? Well, that's fair enough. You know, my dad said it today. I was on the phone to my dad and my dad was like, yo, why is everyone getting upset about Omicron? There's only 9 people who are in hospital with it. And I said, well, Dad, for a start, maybe they can only fit 9 people in. Secondly, it's not about how deadly it is. If it's very transmissible and everyone's going to get it, that means it's far more likely that another mutation could occur, which will end up killing us. That's right. No one knows how bad it will be yet. Catching a train to Oxford on Sunday. I doubt there will be distancing or masks. Nope. There won't be any of that. The thing is it just depends about. It just depends on the people, innit? You know what I mean? It just depends on the people who actually get on the train at the time. And generally speaking, there's a weird contingent of like yuppies who get on trains to go down south to work. And I'll never understand that. Never understand it. Live up north, go down south to work. Or live down south and go up north to work. Don't wash for 5 days. Ensure that they stay away. Yes. And get some really offensive perfume. You know, like this like sickly sweet smell. Because when people try and cover up how bad they smell with like sickly sweet perfume, it makes it smell like 59,000 times worse. Right, exactly, Andy. Yeah, if you speak to anyone who works in the NHS, my mate Dean works in the NHS. Waiting till we know how bad it is will be too late, yeah. Oh, by the way, RJ, I will definitely be smonking huge weeds in Amsterdam. That's definitely something I'll be doing. I'll be hotboxing, they have like little... Last time I went to Amsterdam, which was 10 years ago, mind you, they had like little rooms in the, what do you call it? In the coffee shops. Be hotboxing one of them with you, bro. Hello, Snot Goblin. Etat Libre d'Orange have a perfume that smells like cum, if that's helpful to anyone. Well, that's very helpful to me, just in general. You still never been? They had those when you went in 2017. There you fucking go. Hotbox pods, yeah. Yeah. Very cool, very based, very poggers. And it's also like legal to do truffles or something. I'll scran a bunch of fucking truffles in Amsterdam. I'll fucking 100%. 100%. Let's go, man. Is that mushroom soup eau de toilette? Mushroom soup. Fucking hell. That is funny. Alright. Have I got anything bookmarked that I wanna look at today already? Nope. I've got stuff in my watch later though that I wanna watch. Hello Kiri, how you doing, lovely? Go follow Kiri, everyone. Hello Mr. Dank, how you doing? Used to hotbox your old apartment storage closet? Used to hotbox my old shed. Have you never thought that man mayo smells like Campbell's Best? Andrew, see a doctor. Andy, see a doctor challenge. And, you know, I mean, you know, here's the thing, Andy. Like, you're a straight guy. You probably only smelt your own cum. I've smelt a bunch of different types of cum. From men and women. And those in between. If it smells like fucking mushroom soup, see a doctor. Having a Russian afternoon. What the fuck does that mean? Hotboxing an old Fiesta in the car park of the Sikh temple was the tits. That was my childhood, Galaspar. Yeah. Fucking yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty good, thank you, Galaspar. Mr. Dank. I am a cum connoisseur. The cum connoisseur. It's right. I love being a connoisseur. Hello, Starlight Fury. How you doing, friend? Here at Muel Streams, we discuss only the finer things, like cum smells. It's important to know the difference. You'd cum much more if it was chicken soup, yep. Start an OnlyFans and do cum ratings. Yeah. Mule screams at the cum chefs. It's fucking raw. Oh, you've cheered me up, chat. You've cheered me up. I have a meme for you. Can I post the link? It's safe for work. Show me, baby. Oh, for God's sake. You could have just waited. You asked. Chat will literally do anything. Chat will literally post anything. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good content. This is good content. Wicked. Yeah, that's fucking well funny. Like, I'm on a fucking gym rat diet, people. I'm on a gym rat diet. And my food is not as boring as that. What the fuck happened to the chicken? A C word cooked it. Hello, $27. How you doing, mate? Folks, please go show some love to $27. Another fantastic lefty political streamer. How you doing, pal? A full-on snobby sommelier. Wine glasses of different people's cum in front of you. That's how I want to go, to be honest. That's how I want to go. What decision? Hassan got banned for saying, well, I can't say it, and no one in chat can say it. But think Ritz. Think Graham. Hassan is one of the biggest left-wing streamers on the platform. He is the biggest left-wing streamer on the platform, actually. That's it. You know. So, yeah, very cool and good. Very nice. Good. Love it. Fantastic. A cum allier. That's right, yeah. The blandest thing on the menu. Nice goodness gracious me. Reference. Yeah, he was. He was the biggest lefty streamer on the platform. That's right. That's right. Can we get in trouble for using it in direct messages? I don't know. I don't know if Twitch monitors that stuff. I mean, they must do, just in case of like... Well, actually... Well, yeah. I was about to say, nah, probably... No, they don't. Right. Because I was about to say, no, they don't. Because I've heard, like, multiple marginalized people say that we have, like... yeah, we get a bunch of death threats. And I was like, yeah, well, obviously they don't check that, because otherwise they'd be banning those people who sent the death threats. But then I realized, no, of course they don't. Of course, even if they did read those death threats, they wouldn't ban them. According to certain people, using such slurs is okay in PMs, yeah. What we gonna do, peeps? What we gonna fucking do? Bipunk Anarchist had a good point this morning, and it might be something worth looking into sooner rather than later. And that is kind of looking at different outlets for left-wing commentators. Because here's the thing. Let's say that the C word is an oppressive slur against white people, right? Hassan's white. I know to some of the racists who made this decision, he might sound like a brown person with a name like Hassan, and also he's from Turkey. I understand that. But he's actually a white guy. He's actually a white guy. So if it is a slur against white people, then why are white people not allowed to say it? I'll tell you why, because it's not actually about that. It's about the fact that he's a leftist. That's all it is. I do know that also Vosh got banned as well, which is funnier than Hassan getting banned, to be honest, because Vosh is fucking racist. Vosh is actually a racist. Not to whites, because it's impossible to be racist to whites. It's actually funny. It's actually extra hilarious. It's actually extra hilarious that Vosh got banned for saying it, when Vosh has made arguments that, like, black supremacists can be the same as white supremacists. That's also, like, extra funny. So I'm not going to be feeling sorry for Vosh at any stage during this. Total clown. Total clown. Hello, DJ. How you doing? What's going on? Too bad there's no way to know who tattled on Hassan. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter who tattled on him, because here's the thing: there's always chuds in Hassan's chat. Yeah, it was about the land back hysteria. Yeah, it was about all that nonsense. Yeah, the Vorsh stuff. It doesn't matter. There's always chuds in Hassan's chat because obviously whenever a lefty gets huge and popular and famous and they start saying really cool and base stuff, chuds are like, oh no, this is really bad. We have to ban this person as soon as possible. So they'll be reporting him all the time for absurd shit. So he said the C slur. Right, it's probably like 1,000 people. Do you know what I mean? It's probably like 1,000 people who are in his chat. A mass report, yeah. Probably brigaded, yeah. And, you know, he's monitored all the time by alt-right dickheads, yeah. There's always chuds in his chat. There's always chuds in his chat. There's sometimes chuds in Hassan's chat that have been following him for like 2 years or 3 years. Vorsh was covering Hassan saying the C word, and then he said it as well. Yeah, he keeps some chuds as pets too. Yeah, that's right. They're committed, I know, yeah. And it's funny because Hassan always gets like surprised when he sees that there's like a 20-month subscriber that's been following for 5 years in his chat saying some like horrific shit. And it's like, bro, do you know how many like gift subs you get? Like, there's easily a chance that like a chud that's just been like coping, desperate to find something to report in Hassan's chat for so long, it's entirely likely that someone got gifted a sub that many times, you know. It's just fucking funny, innit? It's just if you didn't laugh you'd cry. If you didn't laugh you'd cry. So, you know, that's all there really is to say on that. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, I say this shit all the time when I talk about subbing off Twitch. Whenever I do my spiel of, folks, please donate to me, I'm poor and I need money, I tell you why I want you to sub off Twitch. It's not just because they take 50% of all the dough from creators. It's also because marginalized people do not get a say in this fucking platform. They don't get a say in it. Like, you know, Keffels, who's a fucking dope streamer, literally said, they were saying, it's funny how, I can't remember the exact, I'm paraphrasing here, but Keffels basically said, it's funny how, like, I get a transphobic comment every single time I go live, and nothing ever changes on Twitch's platform, but as soon as something like this happens, a huge streamer gets banned. You know? And we had Wreck-It Raven on the stream a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago or something. And she was talking to us about Twitch Do Better and shit like that. All of this stuff is just evidence of Twitch's white supremacy problem. I saw a tweet in response to mine. Where is it now? Well, here's Keffel's tweet anyway. Oh, I can't show that. It's got the C word in it. I can't show it. This is such a fucking joke! I'm so mad. I can't tell you how mad I am. I can't tell you how fucking mad I am. And I'm mad at, like, various different aspects of this. I know, C-word discourse usually means something else. I know. Keffels is cool because they follow me on Twitter. I was on a panel with Keffels. And they aren't even following me. What the fuck? Keffels Do Better challenge. What's up, fellow Sultan X? Hello, Murphy. How you doing? You should follow Keffels. Keffels is very based. Very fucking cool. Keffels follows you too? This is bullshit. They're doing it on purpose. Keffels recognize me challenge. They follow you too? What the fuck? Now I'm mad at this. Okay, I'm not actually that mad at this. I'm super mad at the C-word discourse. Super mad at it. It's spilling over into me getting mad at other stuff. Please notice me careful pie. Please. The worst part is I'll have to eat cheese on its own on stream now. I know, yeah. Otherwise, you'll be breaking 2 TOS. You'll be breaking the don't commit crimes on stream because you'll be doing a cannibalism. And also, you know, racial hatred. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? There's a thing that I fucking... Better cheese than cum. If you eat cum on stream, you're gonna get banned. Don't Brits circumvent the discourse because you all call them biscuits? That's something only an American could say. That's something that only Americans... There's no... Jesus Christ. Murphy astounds me every single time he's in the chat. Every single time he's in the chat. I don't even know if it's like... I don't even know if it's a debate at this point where Murphy's like, yeah, Brits just like say this. And I'm like, what? And it's like something that he's made up. Definitely better cum than cheese. Cheese is highly overrated. Sure. You can consent. Cows can't consent to you eating their cheese. Or to being milked for cheese. I nearly said to being cheesed for cheese then. Weird that Twitch hates Wallace and Gromit so much. That's true. Are biscuits cookies? Biscuits are cookies. Biscuits are cookies, Murphy. That's right. No, we call the crunchy things you have with cheese the same as yous. We call it the same. Can POC say the C word? Is it just banned for white people? I don't even know, Prince Infidel. I don't even know. I think it's just best to just not say it at all. Because, well, here's the thing. Hello, by the way. I was saying this before. It's not about... Both mods were people of color. I think that makes me even more mad. That's the thing. If we're following the logic that it's a slur, then it shouldn't be banned for white people to say it, right? Of course it's not a slur, and there's no oppression that white people can feel about it. That's just it. That's the end of it, right? That's the end of it. But if that's the way that Twitch wants to deal with it, then why the fuck are they banning white people for saying it? Insane. Just insane. It's not about that. It's about they're just banning fucking lefties that they don't like. That's what it is. That's what it is. I've even forgotten what I was looking for on Twitter now. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. We're going to watch some content now, folks. Yeah, the biggest Twitch streamer on the... I can't even let you say it in the chat, Dave. Dave, I can't even let you see it in the chat, my friend. I'll get fucking banned if people are saying it in my chat. And if I say it. But that's right. What you're saying is right, yeah. Twitch has been more than happy to ban various minority folks from saying slurs that relate to themselves, such as trans people using the T slur and gay people saying the F slur. That's right, DJ. That's fucking right. British people used to call them water biscuits back in the day. We still have water biscuits. I don't even know. There is no logic to this, peeps. There is no logic to it. It's why it's another damning indictment of the white supremacy at the heart of Twitch. That's what it's about. And if it's not about that, then it's apologia for white supremacy. There's a contingent of big streamers that do a thing called debating. Yeah? And recently, this was kind of the discourse. Can you say the C word or not? Which is insane. And of course, having a lot of streamers who do that, who have a large audience, that brings in a lot of new viewers to Twitch, a lot more ad revenue, a lot more sub money. This combo is somehow worse than the whole G-word combo people had months ago. Have fun, y'all. Also, Muel, stop being racist, SMH. Okay, that's fair enough, Quarterdov. That's fair enough. We'll just call him Jacobs, yeah. I forgot where I was at with that now. Oh, or it's apologia for white supremacists. Because, of course, debate bros need fascists in their communities in order to bring in the numbers. That's what it's all about. That's why they debate fascist talking points. Because they're sat there jerking each other off under the table. That's what it's all about. Do you think Twitch is being white supremacist for the sake of white supremacy, or do they do it because white cishet male gamers are the biggest audience? It's the second one, and also a lot of those white cishet male gamers love Gamergate 2.0, which is debate bros. At least that isn't banned. I don't even want to risk it, Murphy. Hey, Jolene, how are you doing? Yo, go and follow Jolene, everybody. Murphy, Twitch wouldn't let me use that in the title of a stream. So, I don't want to risk it. I just don't want to fucking risk it, you know what I mean? Yeah, for real, yeah. Yo, check my fucking Twitter, Murphy. I tweeted about it. It's definitely pandering to cishet white gamer bros. It's only terms of service if you get reported. Thank you, Twitch partner, $27 for that advice. I missed something. Frank Carson? The name maybe rings a bell? I don't know. It's so obnoxious, neutral AI. And again, the reason for it is because fucking Gamergate 2.0 and debate bros they're just talking about it. That's their discourse. And they love that shit. And that's the whole reason it's been a thing. The old Irish comedian from the 80s. That's right! What are Irish people gonna do? What are Irish people gonna do? I will only ever go so far as to say that the most oppressive you could be to a white person is when an English person says anything to an Irish person. That's the only time. Right, exactly, the crack. You know? Almost said it, chat. I almost said it. It's not that they care, it's that they care about the views and everyone suffers as a result. Right. Almost said it, chat. It's a C word. It's a C word. Fucking hell, man. So mad at this shit. I'll tell all of you now, there'll be no crack allowed. Not in here, not today. The only reason I can do a bit of an Irish accent is because my granddad's Irish. That's literally the only reason. I have a feeling that even if my granddad was Scottish, I wouldn't be able to still do a Scottish accent. I understand Scottish, like Glaswegian accents nowadays. I used to never be able to understand it. If you fucking... Yeah, right. I got the Irish pass, yeah. I used to never be able to understand Rab C. Nesbitt. But now if I watch Rab C. Nesbitt, I kind of understand it. So, you know, I've come on in leaps and bounds now. Right. We're going to check out this Gravel Institute video about Bitcoin now. We're going to move away. We're going to move away from the C-word discourse because it's pointless and it's bullshit and it's whatever. Right. Fucking exactly. Exactly $27. That's what I mean. Yeah. It is like your beauty, yeah. Move away to something more uplifting, Bitcoin. No, moving away from something to something more depressing. That's what we're gonna do. Demand they rename the C word barrel. Mike from PA said it on stream before. He said those two words together. And everyone in the chat did, you know when everyone in the chat does the D thing, you know, like this. I don't want to. Did you introduce me to those crypto cartoons with text-to-speech dialogue? Are you on about the NFT apes when they, the video, the art, the animation video? Low budget stories? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh no, are we? Oh no, is this another thing now? Couldn't make it more than a minute into the NFT apes. Truly awful. A lemon juice emergency. Okay, Shafiq, mate. They relentlessly make fun of crypto bros. Low budget stories. I did not introduce you to these. What is this? What is this?
How is your portfolio doing?
Great at the moment. I bought some more Binance coin yesterday and sold some Litecoin with a 200% return.
Sounds good. I bought some more Ethereum this weekend, which was a good choice so far.
What's an Ethereum? Is it like a new video game?
Dude, do you even know what crypto is?
You mean the Bitcoin stuff?
Yes, dude, cryptocurrencies. It's our way out of this wage slavery. I already...
Welsh TTS! The NFT show is so cringe. The spaceship in the show is named the Musk One for Elon Musk. That is a huge pains champ. Same, David. It's me. This is pretty much everyone in the chat. The Wojak in the middle is everybody in the chat.
already doubled my money within 2 months.
You should try it too, Wojak. It's like stocks but on steroids.
But don't you need a lot of knowledge to be able to make some profits?
The whole market is going crazy.
Crypto bros talking about wage slavery. Now this is comedy, yeah.
Gains are everywhere. Even without knowledge you can become rich. If you just follow us, we will guide you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll open an account after work.
Yeah, like if crypto bros hate, like I've been listening to a lot of like Behind the Bastards and Trash Future podcast recently, and they both did shows on cryptocurrencies recently. And on both of them they were talking about how this like libertarian idea that you want to like liberate yourself from capitalism and, you know, the fiat currencies and shit like that, you could easily just be a communist, and your ideology is like, boom, that's right, that's the right way to look at it. But instead they're just like, no, let's just try capitalism again but a bit different. Hey, Comma Bandit, how you doing? Trying to free us from wage slavery so they can sell us into normal slavery. Exactly, yeah. Over 65% of millionaires own crypto. It's not a tool for good or subterfuge anymore. Not maybe since 2016. I don't even think since then it was. Do you know the full story about the Bored Apes guy? So the guy who created the Bored Apes thing, you know, all the trash apes that look like shit, right? You know about all that, right? So the way that story goes is this guy said to an artist, okay, I need you to draw me like 500 of these apes, and they all just have to look like a little bit different, and you'll get X amount of money or X amount of cryptocurrency, and, you know, it'll be really good. We're all gonna make a load of money. Fucking let's go, right? So this guy drew a bunch of apes for this guy, yeah? So then what happened was a bunch of people bought NFTs, bought the NFTs of these apes, and then I don't know, about like after 2 months or something, the website where you could get them from just died, and the guy's just gone. No one can contact him. He's got like millions of dollars. It's literally always a scam. It's literally always a scam. Every single time. If you want to see something depressingly awful involving NFTs and crypto, look up Rev Motorsport. It's amazingly shit. Free to play game monetization, but you have to pay every time. But in crypto? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's free to play, but it's not free? It's free to play, but you have to pay in crypto. Hey, J-Man, what's going on? Yeah, pump and dump scams, yeah. You know it's a scam when Jake Paul is promoting it? That's right. Capitalism is stored in the blockchain, yeah. Definitely rug pulls. They are. A lot of them are rug pulls, comma bandit. That's right. There's been a lot of that. A lot of reports of that. He's gonna buy it and it's gonna go straight down, crash and burn. Oh, I would never put that much money in anything. What the fuck? Wait, stealing and profiting from queer shit? Picrew is a queer creation, is that right? Bro, don't put any dough in there, honestly. Don't do it. Theme Hospital Kaching. Casual drop of $1,600. I know, yeah. Who's got that amount of money?
Damn, this is looking great. I should have done this earlier.
So, do you want to know something funny, chat? That was like me, right? Someone told me back in the day. It was a good friend, actually. He's a good friend, and he's a punk, actually, which it was sort of like a bit confusing now when I think about it. My mate was like, yeah, you should invest in Bitcoin. It's really good. It's going to be the new currency. Banks aren't going to be in control of it. It's a really good idea, etc., etc., etc. You know, yeah, right? Okay, so then I put like £100 in Bitcoin, and the price didn't change for a solid year. Nothing changed. It didn't even remotely go up a little bit. It might have gone up by like $27 or something. I can't remember what it was. And I remember I was like so short on cash, and I was like, I need to get this money out. And I did. And as soon as I did it, it went, and I was like, thank fuck for that. And then I remember saying to him, I was like, bro, you gave me some shit advice. What the fuck is that about? And he was like, nah, that's your fault, bro. Like, I didn't say I was a financial expert. And then I was like, mate, what are you fucking on about? Like, you were selling it. Like you were part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you literally sold it to me. And then he was like, yeah, you know, this is just people with big money, you know, trying to see if they can, like, make the market fluctuate. And they can't really do it, even though that's exactly what was happening. You know? Yeah, I know what pit crew is, DJ. I just thought that you meant that, like, a queer person invented pit crew. Generally speaking, I see a bunch of different pit crews on there. It's certainly popular in queer spaces, I agree. Hello, Buttocks, how are you doing? What's going on? Welcome in. Go follow Buttocks, please. Hello, Nathan. How you doing? Bitcoin is super damaging to the environment. We're going to be having a look at that in a sec. At any point, the ASIC miner creating companies could make ASICs that are better than graphics card, or ETH could switch to proof of stake, not proof of work. It's supposed to be a difficulty bomb dropping in June 2022, but I'll believe all of it when I see it. Yeah, because that's what it is. They're trying to make the mathematical equations that your computer solves in order to mine Bitcoin harder, aren't they? Like, that's a whole thing, innit?
I hope you're making enough money for me or you'll get fired. Make me proud and rich, Wojak.
Just hold on, Wojak. In a few days you will be able to retire and buy his wife with your crypto gains. You need to put your money into crypto in order to make big...
Buy your boss's wife. Dude, what the fuck? I think it is a parody, because the kind of people who think that like women are objects like that are definitely crypto bros. Like that, the crossover between people who think wives are commodified objects to purchase, and also think that crypto is a good idea. It's a circle. It's just a circle.
bigger gains. Guys, I really like this crypto thing. What is going to be our next move?
At the moment I'm holding my coins, and I'll let you know when I find something interesting.
Did you already do some research into crypto yourself?
A little bit, but I think it's smarter to follow you guys since you know way more about it.
Yeah, don't worry, dude. I will let you know when you need to buy or sell something. Don't do anything crazy if you don't have knowledge about it, and try to do some research while we wait for our next move.
Okay guys, I'll speak to you tonight.
See, that's the thing. Crypto bros are always doing this shit. They're always like posting about like, yo, guys, don't sell. Please don't sell. Don't sell, because otherwise you'll fuck up the market. If you sell, the value will go down. That's it. That's fucked it for everybody, right? But it's something that you can't control. And these nerds are always like buzzing about things like a free market, and that's what they're doing. They're like starting a new free market. You know? Yeah, don't sell until I've sold first. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Right. State mandated girlfriends, yeah. The whole thing is dodgy, I agree, yeah. The real money in crypto isn't in the gold being mined, but in the pitchforks and dynamite used to mine it, right? Since they're all in it together, they won't sell these ASICs until Bitcoin value dies, and the miners sell the graphics card and make no loss on them all. Hello, Lost Sue. How are you doing, friend? Welcome to the stream. Folks, please go follow Lost Sue. Sue is a fantastic left-wing, radical, indigenous streamer. Please go and show Sue some love. How are you doing, friend? What's good? You've been learning so much from watching Foldable Humans streams? Foldable Human is Dan Olsen, right? Is that right?
Lord Bog, it is time for our master plan.
I have been waiting for this moment.
Whenever you're ready, master.
Dump the whole crypto market now.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that supposed to be? State mandated girlfriends is AI robots. Fuck yeah, let's go. That's the future I want. State mandated femboys. Igor Yurievich Bogdanov and Grichka Yurievich Bogdanov, French twin brothers who were television presenters. Why do they look like this, bro? Why do they look like this? Whoa, what's going on there, man? Are they twins? They're twins, right? The Crypto Keeper? Hello, Quillightful. What's going on? I don't mean to be rude. Everybody looks how they look in it. I was just a bit surprised. I was just a bit surprised that they look like that. That's all. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm only racist to one kind of people here, and that's whites. They're being used as a meme for a crypto master figure because of their looks. Yeah, I was going to say, have they got anything to do with being... Crypto bros? Are they crypto bros? They just look a bit funny, isn't it? That's what it is. State mandated girlfriend or boyfriend means AI robots where they could do eugenics to make sure we have the purest people on the planet. I don't want that. I just want to make sure that that's very clear.
Have you seen Wojak?
Oh no, there's gonna be something. Hold up. Oh, okay. It's not that bad. Okay. I thought that something really bad was gonna happen.
Haven't heard anything of him.
You don't think he forgot to
sell his crypto?
I hope he did, because otherwise...
His red fucking eyes.
So Wojak, did you sell your crypto last night?
Alright, okay, that's pretty like, eh. Why is the Chad Welsh? I feel insulted. Because the Welsh are a Chad people, you know? They're pretty fucking Chad. If I must say so myself. I'm a big fan of the Welsh. The Welsh, the Irish, the Scottish, but not the English. Sorry, you could get to fuck. When you get convinced this is crypto, that was pretty fun. We're gonna watch a Gravel Institute video now. Yeah, crypto / currencies. Why have I done that? God, what is wrong with my brain today? That fucking discourse is like made my brain very bad. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, right. Let's get the CC on. Why Bitcoin is a scam. This is the Gravel Institute. If you don't know, I'm a funder. I'm a patron of the Gravel Institute. You can find them on Patreon. They basically make little videos, kind of like PragerU, but for lefties. Very, very poggers. They've created George Floyd-inspired NFTs. Sometimes I like read things and I'm just not okay. One thing I really don't like about crypto is the market never closes. Your entire position could evaporate in the middle of the night. Exactly, yeah. Aquiliteful, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome in.
In the early 1920s, a businessman in Boston had a realization. Everybody wants to get rich without doing any work. So this businessman came up with a brilliant idea to make a lot of money. And like all good financiers, he promised to make those around him really rich too. The business...
Whoa, is this going to be about like the start of Wall Street and shit? Wait, buying discounted coupons in foreign countries. Okay, it's not that.
The businessman told his investors he was buying discounted coupons.
Hey Jamie, what's going on? Why is this a crypto cope stream? Has something bad happened? No, it's a crypto cope stream because everyone who invests in crypto is coping 100% all of the time.
Coupons in foreign countries and making money reselling them in the US. There was a middleman opportunity that he claimed was totally safe and guaranteed a return. The businessman promised his investors a 50% profit in 45 days or 100% in 90 days. What this businessman was doing was paying...
This is the real C word that should be banned from Twitch, by the way. That's right, Starlight. We had to move to a different C word. Crypto is a slur.
The people who got in early with the money for the people who got in later. Those later investors, excited by hearing about a guaranteed high return investment, were left holding the bag. That businessman was named Charles Ponzi. His name has become synonymous with these sorts of schemes. This Ponzi scheme made millions of dollars in just a few months. But such a con can only go on for so long. Eventually you run out of other people's money. And for Ponzi, when that happens, you go to jail.
I wonder if they used that. Now here's a question I want to ask. Chat, do you know this this quote? Does anyone recognize this quote and know any horrific individuals that might have said it? Right. So what I want to know is, did that big dead cunt, did she come up with it? And did the Gravel Institute have a slight cheeky dig at her by including that in the video? Or was that something that was commonly said about Charles Ponzi or whatever, and she just tried to make it about socialism? That's what I want to know. Homework for chat!
Out of other people's money. And for Ponzi, when that happens, you go to jail. 100 years later, a new bunch of wealthy investors say they too have a brilliant way to make you a lot of money. They promise to make you really, really rich. The best part is, they say, the returns are guaranteed. Anyone can buy with any amount of money. It's called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital token with no physical or government backing that's run by a global, decentralized network of computers.
And you know what's extra funny about this? Extra funny is that it does such a good job of being a Ponzi scheme. Did anyone work for a pyramid scheme when they were younger? Or are you young and have you accidentally worked for a pyramid scheme? Because I did. I worked selling door-to-door loft and cavity wall insulation, right? And I had no idea it was a pyramid scheme. It's very effective in its brainwashing, yeah? Right, Prince Infidel has. So you know the score, innit? They fucking brainwash you. They take you in and they're like, yo, you're gonna make so much dough. You're gonna be running your own business soon. And it's really like intense, yeah? It's really intense. The thing about Bitcoin is that it seems to be able to do that really easily without the intense brainwashing. You know? Hiya, Dime Package. How are you doing? Folks, please go follow Dime Package. He's a fucking absolute dope individual. How you doing, mate? Oh my god, and Dextro Anarchy's here as well. There's a shout out for Dextro Anarchy. Let's go follow Dex. Is Avon a pyramid scheme? That was pretty funny. I've worked under capitalism, so I guess I have. Yeah, you technically have, yeah. You worked for one day and bailed. You've had loads of MLM recruiters breathing down your neck. Successfully thwarted their advances so far. They are intense, yeah. You got a job in a warehouse instead? Yeah, you probably got paid more for that as well. Nearly got conned into the Cambridge diet shakes thing? Yeah. They do sell nice perfume bottles on Avon. You get them donated in the charity shop quite often? Oh my god.
These computers keep track of every Bitcoin.
Bitcoin seems to be a pyramid scheme. I left a space. Oh, I did. Thank you, Lost Sue. Thank you, my friend. There you go. There's the link for Dex. Dex is too nice to correct me on that, so I appreciate that, Stu. Bitcoin does a really good job of convincing people to go and be its arbiters, right? Go and spread the word of Bitcoin. Almost like a religion, in it. It does it really easily, somehow, without any of the brainwashing nonsense. I mean, it does brainwash people, but it's hard to actually, like, you know, say, oh, well, you know, that me. I don't know. There's been TED Talks about it and stuff, so I guess that counts as, like, a large sort of pyramid scheme style-esque thing. Ponzi scheme thing, you know? Don't forget that Bitcoin caught on so well because purchases with it were impossible to trace. Yeah, but that's not true at all. That's another lie. That's literally another lie. Every single transaction is recorded on the blockchain. The blockchain. Like, it's insane the amount of brainwashing that they do to themselves. They're like, no one can ever track this shit. No one can ever track it, but every single one is recorded on the blockchain. And if they wanted to, police could find that shit out. Easily. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Dang. It's that shit, yeah. Yeah, influencers are doing the brainwashing, that's right. Hello, Delru, how are you? Crypto bros lost their shit after Keanu Reeves trashed NFTs? Yeah, we'll check that out soon, yeah.
And transaction.
I want to check that out.
Bitcoins easily from one user to another. There are a limited number of Bitcoins in the world, 21 million, 19 million of which have already been mined. These mining rigs are large systems of computers which perform complex calculations, expending huge amounts of energy to create new Bitcoins. Massive Bitcoin mining farms are set up in places like Siberia and northeastern China, where people take advantage of cheap electricity in massive, wasteful facilities. But how Bitcoin works doesn't really matter that much.
I don't imagine it'd be hard to identify the sender-receiver. When I bought Bitcoin in like 2016, I had to supply my passport, like a photo of my passport and shit like that, because I think these individual companies that handle transactions in between the blockchain and regular currency, I think they have to be registered with a certain amount of rules with what their state regulates that shit with, as far as I know. So they still have to adhere to rules like that. You know?
All of the stuff you hear about peer-to-peer technology and the blockchain really only explains how Bitcoin works as a currency. But despite the name, Bitcoin isn't really used much as a currency at all. When people buy Bitcoin, they rarely use it to buy goods and services. They're really buying access to a Ponzi scheme. Only 1.3% of Bitcoin's economic activity is in merchant transactions. The rest...
I don't know how there's a limited number of Bitcoins, but I do know that the reason for it is because, well, he's about to say it, it's speculation. So, like, it gives it's artificial scarcity as well, isn't it? You know? Hey, Sorsha, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. Prime numbers, something to do with that. I saw that, Delru. I saw the people make games Roblox thing, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. I think you showed me that, like, last year. Oh, it was earlier today. Oh, well, I've not watched that. Yeah, I might watch that today. Yeah, because I watched the other... Yeah, you know about the video I'm on about, Sorsha, innit? Yeah. They did a follow-up? I'll check that out. I thought Bitcoins was a return on your computer power being used to solve complex equations. That's the mining of Bitcoins, yes. You can then sell those Bitcoins on a market.
Speculation. People buying it just because they think it will go up. And the more it's...
Someone from the CIA said something about along the lines of crypto as a gift. It makes our job so much easier, yeah.
Used in speculation, the less incentive people have to actually use it as a currency. Why buy something with Bitcoin when you can hold it and make some easy money? That's why the peak of Bitcoin being used to buy things was actually back in 2017, before its price really took off. And a currency should be stable in value, not bounce all over the place the way Bitcoin does. Rises are nice, but Bitcoin also falls a lot. If you want to speculate, that's fine, that's your own business. But
that's the thing, it's like... The very foundation of Bitcoin and like why it's so valuable is ridiculous, because it's founded upon the idea that if your computer solves an incredibly complex equation, because it's a computer and that's what they're designed to do, then it gets a reward. So you're just basically like, you're giving something you own value for something that you didn't do, but the thing that you own did it. It's like purchasing a magic money tree, basically. It's like, I'm going to buy a magic money tree and it's going to give me money, and then also the only way that it's worth money is because we've created a speculative market in which people can invest, and that gives it some kind of value. This is why abolishing value is so important, right? Cryptocurrency is an incredible way of looking at why it's not just about getting rid of money. It's not just about doing the revolution and getting rid of capitalism, because if there's any perception of value there still in the common paradigm, then people will try and create capitalism in little pockets all over the world. Again, in the communist future. They'll be like, oh, well, we'll just create capitalism again. You have to abolish the idea of value. That's the only way. It's the only fucking way. You can't even define what value is really when you put it down to it. Wealth could come down to objects themselves instead of money. Exactly. It could even come down to something as stupid as this. Right. Abolish ownership, abolish private property, abolish fucking value. Right, exactly, Jamie. Yeah, sometimes at some point there will just be like too many, just fucking like too many equations, and it just doesn't even it doesn't even make sense. And of course, there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. They don't seem to understand it's all theoretical until they sell their position. Right. A food-based economy would be a possible trap we fall into. Exactly, yeah. Roman-style situation where people get paid in salt. Were people paid in salt in Rome? I could see that, to be honest, yeah.
But you don't want the value of your checking account to gyrate wildly and unpredictably just because Elon Musk has tweeted about it. If you have friends or relatives who are into cryptocurrency, you know that the reason that people are into Bitcoin is because they think it can make them a lot of money. Because Bitcoin is just a digital token without any inherent value, they're not really making an investment. They're engaging in a financial betting game.
That's so funny. Jamie in the chat is like, are you talking about communism or anarchy? Oh, wait, socialism. I'm confused. Why not all three? Why not all three? You know, communism sits there and is like, okay, we need to abolish money. We need to abolish the state. We need to abolish class. All very based, right? But that leaves out things like hierarchies amongst race, amongst gender, stuff like that, right? So we have to look at this from an intersectional, sort of unifying way. It's not good enough. That's why I get kind of like hung up on defining yourself or whatever the fuck. On whatever you want. You could call yourself an anarchist, you could call yourself a leftist, call yourself whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to have a go at you. I'm not the kind of guy to be like, well, anarchists, Lenin didn't really like anarchists, so you can't be a Marxist-Leninist. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, come on, just give over. You're talking about something that happened like almost 100 years ago. In fact, more than 100 years ago. Just forget about it. We're not talking about that anymore. We're talking about abolishing capitalism. I think anarchists and communists can like agree upon that at least, and even socialists can see that just capitalism as it exists now is bad. So there's no point in getting into pedantic definitions about it. How about we all just want like good shit to happen and capitalism to end and colonialism, Telling anarchists that Lenin didn't like them would be a compliment to most anarchists. Exactly. And it's also just a waste of time. It's also a waste of time. It's like, so what? He's dead. He's a dead fucking guy. I don't care.
Anything you invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin just goes into the pocket of the previous holder. There's no real income generating asset behind it. What they're betting on is that other people will bet on it and the value will keep going up. If more people are joining the market, you can make money. You're not a sucker if the person next in line is a sucker too. And as long as you can make it out on time...
You could call yourself whatever you want. You could call yourself whatever you want. Honestly, I don't fucking mind. As long as you're not a fucking Nazi. As long as you're not a Nazi or a libertarian or a conservative. Do whatever you want. Anyway, I'm going to the gym. Okay, see you later, Jamie. Lenin is a dead guy whose biggest lessons are what not to do. Sure, I mean, there's value in Lenin's writings, for sure. But then again, we have to... This is why we have to say, when I'm talking about abolish value, we have to separate value from meaningfulness as well. Lenin was made into an NFT? Jesus Christ. The fact that Dogecoin is a thing and people are still taking crypto seriously means this is the darkest timeline. It is a dark timeline, that's right. Okay, Starlight, thank you for being here.
The next guy is left holding the bag. The good news for these gamblers is that there are a lot of suckers in the world. The bad news is that eventually you run out of suckers. So to keep the scam running as long as they can, the wealthy proponents of Bitcoin say that it's changing the world. They say that Bitcoin is going to replace fiat currencies like the dollar. They say that it's going to undermine cruel dictatorships and greedy banks and help usher in a libertarian utopia of privacy and security.
So, like, you have to ask yourself, like, so which country is most, let's just Google this, folks, most popular with Bitcoin? The US. It's the USA. More than 1.52 billion worth of Bitcoin was traded on US crypto exchanges in 2020, according to Statista. Not really doing a good job of overthrowing that corrupt government, are you, mate?
And most importantly, they say what every scam artist has said since the beginning of time. Get in right now, and you'll make quick and easy money.
I recently learned about an interesting historical currency used by the native inhabitants on an island in Oceania called rye stones, often even too big to move, but they were used for transactions. Ownership changed, but the stone would remain in the same location. Not based. Not based. Sorry. That's applying value to something. Value is bad. No value. No nothing. No value. Fuck it all off. Run the world based on meaningfulness and love and empathy. That's all right, Dex, yeah. You know. At the very least, you actually own the stones. NFTs are even dumber. Well, that's, yeah, right, exactly. With blockchain technology, I understand the benefits we could get from it, but in actuality, we see it none less than a scam. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. You can't turn value into a good thing, no matter how much you do with it. You just can't. As soon as you assign value to anything, it becomes corrupt. How much for one singular love and empathy? Yeah. Well, people do kind of sell that. It might not be real love and empathy, but they do sell it. You know, there's a bunch of daddies there on OnlyFans that, you know, read people bedtime stories, tell them how cute they are and how good they've been, how much of a good boy, girl, or MB they've been, you know? That's the thing that happens. It's a market that I'm looking at getting into, to be honest. Yeah, that's free, exactly. Actual love and empathy, very, very free in my books. Yeah, Dave, of course there is. Absolutely. Do you have any idea, like, how, like, oh my god, it's so funny. All the benefits of blockchain have been used for decades without destroying the planet. Right, exactly. It's like cash. Like, that's the biggest argument I've ever heard. You know when people say about, like, oh, well, I don't want people to be able to trace this transaction. Cash. Fucking cash. Like, anyone with an ounce of, like, any kind of, like, just a modicum of understanding of how capitalism works would just be like, use cash.
Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And for the last few years, they've actually been right. If you'd spent $100 on buying shares of Apple in January 2016, you'd have about $540 now. If you spent that $100 on Bitcoin, then you'd have made more than $9,000. But that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is...
Hi, Jaeger Lily. Yeah, we are dunking on crypto here. Welcome in.
...working. It means that a lot of people have fallen for the scam. And the more people who buy it, the more the price fluctuates, and the less usable it is as a currency. The success of Bitcoin as a speculative commodity has made it socially useless. You'd actually have made just as much money buying a parody cryptocurrency called Dogecoin that makes none of the grandiose claims that Bitcoin does. In fact, it explicitly started as a joke. Meanwhile, as more and more people...
What the fuck? I have no idea what Funky Spider's talking about. I am coming for the left as a cum connoisseur. A cum... What is it? A cum sommelier? A cum sommelier. A cummelier? Daddy OnlyFans, that's right.
People speculate on Bitcoin. It consumes more and more electricity and emits more and more carbon. Because of how complex Bitcoin transactions are, they consume an incredible amount of power.
This is the bit.
One Bitcoin transaction consumes more electricity than the average American household does in a month.
One Bitcoin transaction. One.
Bitcoin as a whole consumes more electricity than entire countries: Venezuela, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and the Philippines. If Bitcoin ever were to be widely adopted, it would consume many times more energy than is produced in the world today. Bitcoin isn't useful at all, except maybe as a symbol of how capitalism has changed.
Right.
From something that could once build factories and transcontinental railroads to a system of pure speculation, totally divorced from the real world. Look at this system. Millions of computers emitting huge amounts of carbon, making pointless calculations in order to gain access to a digital token with no actual use, all while the infrastructure crumbles and people go hungry. This is a terrible way to organize a society. But because Bitcoin is
You basically can't make money off Bitcoin mining unless you're using renewable energy or stealing it. Well, isn't the point that you like mine a Bitcoin and then the Bitcoin is worth more? Like like one Bitcoin is like what, $1 million or some shit right now, or $100,000? I don't fucking know. So then you literally like, you know, you sell that, and then you've paid off all the fucking bills that you've paid, and then you can buy more computers and mine more. So then the time to effort ratio is restored or some shit. I don't fucking know. Worst of all, I can't buy a new graphics card to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on PC. I was looking for a new graphics card recently. Can't find one. None of them made it. They're not fucking making them anymore. The speculative market of Bitcoin has affected the speculative market of graphics cards. It's bullshit. You know? To be fair, cash is physical. Crypto back in the day had the advantage of being untraceable for people wanting to do illicit stuff online. Now it's been ruined by crypto bros and its own popularity. I mean, again, we spoke about this before. Like, every single transaction is recorded on the blockchain. So I don't really think it is untraceable. I don't think it's ever been untraceable. I think that was just like a pipe dream idea. It's not traceable, but it's like, well, there's literally like a digital trace of it happening, you know?
Ponzi scheme without any benefit to society does not mean it's going away. Bitcoin has become a culture, an identity, amid the vast meaninglessness of a society.
No, people who buy Bitcoin only for buying weed. That's so ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. You could just use cash. I mean, I guess people want it delivered. Maybe they don't have a dealer near them or whatever, you know. I don't fucking know. It's so stupid.
Society in decline, a lot of people find value in it.
Yeah.
In a world where traditional forms of identity are in decline, family, unions, religion, new ones like cryptocurrencies spring up to take their place.
That's what it was back in the day. My grandfather did that to buy in bulk in the 2000s. Bitcoin didn't exist in the 2000s. What? What? It began in 2009.
Place. The fact that so many lonely, atomized people find community and meaning in Bitcoin means that for the people at the very top, people with millions or even billions of dollars, there's a ready and willing community of suckers to exploit. You can still make money off cryptocurrencies. In an age of low wages and mass underemployment, people will always be lured by the promise of getting rich quick. But there will always be somebody left holding the bag. And it could very well be you. In essence, Bitcoin is a gamble. Gambling can be fun at low stakes with friends. But the people trying to sell you Bitcoin aren't your friends. No matter what you tell yourself, you're just gambling. Not that an asset has value, but that the person next in line is more gullible than you.
Yeah.
This is Doug Henwood, author of Wall Street, for the Gravel Institute.
Yeah, that's your money. It's just in their pocket. Yo, I've never watched one of these videos to the end to see, like, if my name's in the credits. Because I am like, literally a thingy. I am literally a patron. Maybe I'm not enough of a patron to get my name in the credits because I didn't see it then, but never mind. Let's watch the Keanu Reeves video.
Personally,
a friend of mine bought some for me a while back, so.
But you haven't done anything with it?
I haven't had to.
It's just sitting there appreciating.
It's just like,
it's probably good. They call that hodl, just to sit there and hold it. It's called hodl, when you just don't touch your crypto, even if it tanks a little bit, you hodl it.
Yeah.
So you're hodling your crypto.
Yeah, I have a little hodl.
Did you guys see the Matrix NFT thing that they did for Resurrections just a couple days ago? They made NFTs for the new movie, and there were like 100,000 of them, and the site broke like in the first few hours because there were over 300,000 people in the queue trying to buy these NFTs.
Oh, that's so fucking cringe. That's so fucking cringe. Look at look at her face. Keanu's like, but then what's this actually called? Carrie, I can't remember her name. Trinity. She's literally like doing that emoji, like Carrie Ann Moss. That's it, yeah.
For $50, and so like when you think about the concept of digital scarcity and things that are, you know, they can't be copied,
that are easily reproduced.
Well, but they're not the same, right? It's not a fake version of you.
I wonder do we get a cut of that? Oh no, I don't think we're in them. They probably did other people.
You have to take that up with the studio.
Keanu's a right clicker. Hold up, he says more than that. He says,
are you into crypto?
He says more than that. This one's like 18 minutes long. What the fuck? How is that 18 minutes long? There's no way it can be 18 minutes long. They're gonna have like someone talking about it, aren't they? Watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the full interview.
Yeah, definitely.
And so like, I don't know what the world looks like when we get there, but we're getting there. I mean, it's happening.
Can we just not have metaverse be like invented by Facebook?
You're not a fan?
No, but just the concept of metaverse is like way older than
It is old. Snow Crash, yeah.
It's like a way older.
This is the interview where he's hyped about people making mods to fuck him in Cyberpunk. That's pretty based.
And so for that moment to get to, I'm just like,
Keanu Reeves is a spicy character, isn't he? Just in general.
Come on, man.
Do you think it's dystopian? Like the way the original Matrix kind of presented all this is like kind of dystopian, where tech was headed? Like, do you think the metaverse, as everyone's talking about it now? I mean,
yeah, because it's, it's also, it's content creation, it's economic creation, right? Cryptocurrency.
Is that right?
Are either of you into cryptocurrency personally?
A friend of mine bought some for me a while back, so.
But you haven't done anything with it?
I haven't had to.
It's just sitting there appreciating.
It's just like,
it's probably good. They call that hodl, just to sit there and hold it. It's called hodl, when you just don't touch your crypto, even if it tanks a little bit.
It's near the end of the video. Let's watch this whole bit on cryptocurrency, because that's what we're talking about.
Hodl it.
Yeah.
So you're hodling your crypto.
Yeah, I have a little hodl.
Did you guys see the Matrix NFT thing that they did for Resurrections just a couple?
You love him so much, you know it's parasocial. I mean, you've kind of got to. I mean, there's a line, isn't there? In it, there's a line, isn't there? Like, if you know that you're being parasocial when you say that you love someone, it's like, yeah, sure. Like, I say that I love a lot of people. Like, I say that I love a lot of people, but I'm well aware that, like, I might get to know them in real life and they might be a fucking arsehole. You have to just remember that you don't actually know that people, innit? Right, Saoirse's got it pretty on point there. They're not inherently toxic. It's just, yeah, people who invest heavily in the idea that they know someone very well, then they know everything about them. Right, exactly. You love the work, not the person. Yeah.
A couple days ago,
Sure, if you get to meet that person, then great. And you get to know them and you find out that they're really great. Yeah, great, no worries. But then it's no longer parasocial. They're most dangerous when you don't have other social relationships. Very true, yes. Good parasocial, I really enjoy this person. Bad parasocial, I have a K-pop tattoo. I don't really agree with that. I think you're allowed to have a K-pop tattoo. Lots of people I know have tattoos of bands and stuff that they like. That's fine. I think that's totally fine. It just depends what kind of tattoo it is, innit? You know what I mean? If it's like, marry me, what's his face? A tattoo of their face, I'm still fine with that. I'm still okay with that. It just depends on how that goes, you know? All right, Dave, thank you so much for being here. Take it easy. It just depends on the actions of the person, innit? You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to talk... yeah, I don't want to get sidetracked.
They made NFTs for the new movie, and there were like 100,000 of them, and the site broke like in the first few hours because there were over 300,000 people in the queue trying to buy these NFTs for $50. And so like when you think about the concept of digital scarcity and things that are, you know, they can't be copied.
That are easily reproduced.
Well,
Ollie London. Right, okay, yeah, great point, Quill. Great point. Ollie London is like the fucking... really turning the dial to like racism, you know, like transracialism. Is it called transracialism? Transracial, you know, not great. Not great. And that's based on parasocial relationships. The truly based parasocial relationship is getting a hyper-realistic tattoo of Jonathan Holmes on your inner thigh. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Is the interview actually going to engage Carrie-Anne Moss? Yeah.
But they're not the same, right? It's not a fake version of you.
I wonder do we get a cut of that? Oh no, I don't think we're in them. They probably did other people.
You have to take that up with the studio. I don't know. There was a leak of the experience on like the PlayStation server, and it got a lot of attention that there was this Matrix.
Did Ariana Grande really have surgery to look more Asian? I thought she was just like kind of doing something a bit like yellow face. Because she's kind of done brown face before already. Right? Like Ariana Grande is like a white Australian, innit? Like that. I'm thinking of the same person. And she's like basically like tan to the point where she's like, yeah. She's done every face. She's done every face. Researchers of transracial identities when first seeing the transracial discourse on Twitter. What the fuck, right? She's done every face. This new movie is all about her character's self-actualization too. Yeah, it kind of looks like that from the trailer, innit? It does look like that.
Experience happening that you guys were in. And I was looking at the Reddit thread where it was posted. And
I think she's already had the Latina arc.
I want a Matrix video game.
Latino
I want a
arc.
modern day, you know, reimagining of the Matrix video game.
Well, it's ridiculous that there isn't one.
Would you do one if they came to you and said,
aren't there smart people who run these companies? Aren't there supposed like
the fans really want it?
Right.
So if they came to you and they said, we're going to do a Matrix video game.
Just like, where's the ball? You mean the ball you dropped 15 years ago? Oh.
So you would do it if they came to you and said, let's do a full proper video game. Would you both do it?
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to read the script. I'm sorry. I'd have to read the script.
I'll do whatever he does.
All right, read the script. Anyway, it's a very exciting time.
I would love to just kind of talk a little bit about the new movie and hear kind of what drew you back to this iconic franchise so many years later. What was it that got you both? Was it just a phone call from Lana? Was it that simple?
I feel like they did edit something out. Maybe they switched to thingy. Maybe they like switched to the audio track to Carrie-Anne Moss because she was gonna say something, and then because the interview has not been engaging her the whole interview, it's like they just didn't have the audio levels right. Hey Tajan, how you doing? Check Stephanie Sterling's Twitter after this. Trigger warning: racism. Relevant to this? What? Relevant to crypto?
For me, it was like,
just like an immediate yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Lana Wachowski.
I think you're thinking of the wrong person there. Yeah. James Stephanie Sterling, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
Totally. It was exciting.
The trailers make it seem like it's a very meta. So there's a lot of self-referential stuff going on. So
it's very funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. And it feels like a real experience. You go on like this total, from the minute it starts, you're on this journey. And I think
okay, they've gone into Matrix Resurrections. Okay, let's have a look. James, Stephanie, Sterling. Oh yeah. I saw this. Well, I didn't see this, but okay. Content warning for like, just huge racism, death. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's just, oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see what's happening on twitter.com today. Oh no. George Floyd inspired NFTs are here. This can't be real, man. It can't be fucking real, yo. Literally one of him in heaven. This makes me want to say things that will get me banned. Don't get banned. Chat, don't get banned challenge. It's a difficult one today, I've got to say. It's a difficult one today. Oh, Jesus Christ. I wish I could say this is surprising. Then I remember that there were racial slurs inserted to the McDonald's NFT blockchain. What? Yes, and yet we're not allowed to say the C word. We're not allowed to say the C word. Right, Tursi, complete disrespect to the man's memory. Sorry, what? Racial slurs in McDonald's NFT? The McRib NFT had a racist phrase attached to it. Pardon? His family won't receive shit because every NFT is a fucking scam. Notes that nearly a 5-hour gap between the time of the tweet and the transaction containing the offensive entry, potentially allowing someone completely unaffiliated with the project to have perpetrated the offensive transaction. Oh, fuck off. One of the problems with the recent phenomena of food brands getting into NFTs is that food is different from non-fungible tokens. Yeah, food is actually fungible. NFT drop was also a sweepstakes. McDonald's have been reaching out to winners on Twitter in recent weeks. On Friday night, a trader with the handle of OKOS noticed an early transaction to what appeared to be the Ethereum address associated with the official McRib NFT collection contained a racial slur inscribed directly on the Ethereum blockchain. Mate. Everything about crypto is bad. Everything about crypto is bad. This is bad. This is extra bad. Focus, dude. Oh, jeez. Literally no redeeming qualities. Is the McRib ever coming back to the UK? It's been 20 years. Who cares? Fuck the McRib. You enjoy your McHorse from Tesco. You'll enjoy your happy little fish. Imagine someone you know being murdered and a year and a half later, someone starts selling semi-AI generated renderings of their face. It's so fucked. It's so fucking fucked. I feel like these depictions are kind of racist. You know, I just feel like there's like a caricature, like a racial caricature element to this as well. And just everything about that is bad. Holy fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like the extra big nose and the You know? Oh god, that's fucked. That's super fucked. That's just super. I had, like, literally, I had no plan to talk about crypto shit today. It's just like the Gravel Institute video popped up there, and I was like, that'll be a good topic for stream. Let's talk about crypto for a few hours, innit? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, you know. Oh, my God, what the fuck? What the actual fuck, man? Okay, all right, okay. I've absorbed it. I'm processing it. I'm dealing with it. All right, we're moving on. What else we got in the watch later list? What else have I got? Oh. Put some tunes on. Let's have some candy after that. Let's have a nice little bit of cute candy after that. How about that? Is this what they call candy? I don't know. You know what else we need? You know what else we need? Wait, why can I not find her? I'll tell you what else we need. Oh my god, TikTok load
Police
challenge.
heli trying.
Shut the fuck up.
Trying to
Shut the fuck up.
land.
So loud every time. Wait. This is exactly what we need.
Oh, people.
Phenomenal. 45 minutes ago. Fresh.
Oh, people.
Absolutely fresh.
Oh, people.
That dog is the best baby. Oh, Pippa's in the chat.
Oh, people.
Where is the ham?
I can literally... I'm like a child when someone dangles keys in front of it. When I see Pippa videos. The demon, it's escaping the dog. That's right. That's right. Hey, Chris, how you doing, mate? I'm going to start doing what you do and putting the Twitch link in my reply and not the main tweet. Fucking Twitter. Yeah, Twitter just obscures Twitch links. Which is a good time for me to mention, actually, not only should you go and follow Chris WTF Fern, because he's a lovely cutie boy, speaking of cutie boys, but also, I do Twitch. I'm a Twitch streamer. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed this. But I make all my money from Twitch. At the moment. That's literally where I get all my dough from. If you are so inclined to financially support the stream, I would encourage you to do so via the sub off Twitch command in the chat, where there's a link to my PayPal, because not only does that mean I get 100% of the money that you donate to me rather than 50% of what you get if you donate through Twitch, although subs and bits are far better, sorry, subs and bits are still appreciated. Donating to the PayPal is far better than supporting a platform like Twitch, which bans people for saying the C word. I don't really need to go into it much more than that, do I? But obviously, this place is an unsafe platform for marginalized creators. Trans people, queer people, BIPOC creators don't feel safe on this platform. And that's that. That's it. Saying the Ritz word. You know? It's only a matter of time before they ban Ritz as well. It's only a matter of time. If you don't have the financial means to support the stream, which is totally understandable, just watching and chatting in the stream or even lurking is very much appreciated. But you can also do something which is completely free. You can go to that link in the chat right there, which is the Twitter link, which is my go live tweet. And you can have a little retweet of that. And that will do just as much. Just as much for me. No such thing as value in my head. I have to survive, but the value of that and the value of that, in my eyes, is just as much, because it means you care. You care about me and my stream, and you want to see me succeed. So that's that. That's the spiel. That's what we're talking about. We've done it. I've spoken about it. We've got a little cheeky sub goal. Not only are we going to have a movie night this Sunday, but thank you for that, Chris. Movie on Sunday. That's right. It's not the movie that you think it's going to be, Jolene. Sadly, I will watch that. I will watch that. But I want to watch that with you. Just me and you together. Rather than a movie night. We're going to be watching 2.0, which is an incredibly funny movie. You're all going to enjoy it. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I'm also going to be doing a long stream on Sunday because it's my birthday. I'm 32 on Sunday. And I'm going to be playing some games. I'm going to be doing some Dark Souls speedruns. Going to be doing a couple of little cheeky bits and pieces. You know, playing a bit of Gartic Phone and all that nonsense. We'll have a little funny time. A little funny time. How about that? And that'll be very good. Also, as you can see in the sub-goal message in the chat, November's donor goals are 50% movie night locked in. We're way above 50%. Way above 50%. If we get to 350 quid, that will mean in January I'll be doing a 12-hour stream. A 12-hour stream where not only am I doing some cool shit, but also I'll be playing some educational games, such as Maths Blaster, Rayman, the Maths one, and all that kind of shit. Is it still possible with Gartic phones to use racist names and shit? Yes. Obviously. Like, yeah, they don't give a shit about that. But we're not gonna, like, have anyone in our community do that. And if they do, they get banned immediately. I won't be playing it with, like, randos in the stream. You know, I wasn't born yesterday. And I don't know why people do that. In an ideal world, Gartic Phone wouldn't allow people to make racist or, you know, queerphobic names or transphobic names and shit. But we know that. We know that that happens with randos, so we don't allow randos. We keep it to the Discord. Your birthday is Sunday, yours is on Monday. That's why we're so similar, Chris. That's why we're both so hot and cool and gay. Mavis Beacon teaches typing. I want to play that too. Do you ever do chess streams? I will never do a chess stream. Is there a way to link your Twitch with Gartic Phone like you can with Japbox? I don't know. But the way that we've done it in the past has been fine. And as Splootnewt said, Gartic Phone nearly killed her last time. It was well funny. Like, I've never laughed that much since. Apart from when I watched 2.0 the other day. Which is why we're going to watch it on Sunday. I can't wait for you to see it. It's like a 3-hour movie. It's absolutely absurd. But yeah, that's it. That's enough of the spiel. I've done the spiel for today. You had a bad experience with a rando in Gartic ones. We only do community ones now. Yeah, fuck randos. What day, sorry? What days? Sunday. Sunday is going to be movie night and also my birthday. You can completely fuck up the prompt like you did several times. It's still hilarious. That's right. Why are you still embarrassed about Gartic phone? Do you not like chess or do you just think it doesn't make for good stream content? Both. Both. Hello, Big Bug Nuts. How are you doing? I'm a December dude too. That's right. Huge represent. What time? I'm traveling on Sunday. I'm planning to start about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Twitch streamer continues to age in this hellscape of a plane of existence. Yeah. I'll try and make it. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll be watching the film in the Discord about like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours after I start. So like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We'll be watching the film. Oh! Okay. Alright, that's enough about that. I've got other shit in the watch later thing, but let's watch some more Pippa content first.
Oh, Pippa.
You did a dumb thing because you completely misunderstood a picture. I can't even remember, dude. I am a bean. I am a pill. Thank you so much, Chris, for the host. It's subtitled, Lilith. Yeah. I love Pippa so much.
Ham.
Oh, Pippa.
Where is the ham? Please, ham.
Ham.
Ham. Ham.
This is the best content on TikTok. It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, Pippa.
Where is the ham? Ham.
Oh.
There he is.
Ham.
There he is.
Oh, Pippa. Oh.
Oh, she's the best. She's the best dog. She is the best dog I've ever seen. Oh my god. ¿Dónde está el jamón? That's right. Yo, see you later, Dime. Thank you so much for being here, mate. Thank you so much for being here. Take it easy. Don't forget to follow Dime Package, everyone. The bean of the stream. You want to send this to your roommate? What's the doggo name? Pippa. You wanna fucking you wanna type in SHNONNLB. I'll type it in the chat. Like that. That's the username on Twitter. Okay, right. I've got more stuff for us to watch. You're welcome, Chris. Okay, we might as well stick with a bit of hopium. It's not really hopium.
Come in.
This isn't really hopium. This is just a Joel Haver sketch. New Joel Haver sketch. Just dropped.
Beethoven, there's a phone call for you.
Oh, who is it?
It's Airbud.
Oh, Airbud. Awesome. Can you like patch it through in here?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Buddy, Airbud, the Budster. Oh. Hello.
Hey, Beethoven, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm actually in the middle of something right now.
Yeah, I heard about that. Congrats.
Thanks.
There's something I have to tell you, man. It's kind of eating away at me.
Yeah, what's going on?
Do you remember that basketball game?
Yeah, of course. How could I forget?
Thanks, Del.
You were freaking awesome out there.
Yeah, thank you. But what if I told you that game wasn't all that it seemed?
What do you mean?
Okay, do you remember how like when I was playing, they would like point and tell me where to go and give me a treat when I did a good job, and we just ran the same thing over and over and over?
Yeah, I mean that's what coaches do. Yeah.
No, not the coaches. Everyone, the people with the bright lights and.
What do you mean? We watched you win. What do you?
Beethoven, I don't know how to say this, man, but I think it's all fake.
Basketball game? That was fake?
No, not just the basketball games. Everything. Everything is fake.
Oh.
Hey, Dean Beethoven, to the stage. They're ready for you.
You have to go?
Yeah, I think they're. Yeah, I gotta get going.
Yeah. We'll talk more later, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. See you, buddy.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking AI rotoscope shit is so interesting. Like, how does he do all this? It's so fucking good. I think I did see his Lanky Kong video, yeah. This one is intense. He posted a video showing how he did it. Really, did he?
Dogs and dogettes, thank you for joining us this evening. Our next guest needs no introduction, but he's going to receive one anyway. He's receiving the Purple Bone Award for extreme bravery in the face of extreme evil, captured and chased by evil men who wanted nothing more than to put a bullet in his big dog skull. Not only did he save the lives of his loved ones, but nearly 100 dogs that had been captured by those same evil men. And ladies and gentlemen, those 87 dogs are sitting in the audience tonight. And they wouldn't be here if it weren't for Beethoven. Beethoven.
I've never seen a Beethoven movie, ever.
Come to the stage. Come to the stage, Beethoven.
87 out of 100, I know.
Encouragement. Let's get a chant going, huh? Beethoven. Beethoven.
If it's all a lie, then that means I am too. Am I a fake? Oh my God! Am I a fraud? No, I'm a joke. No, it can't. It can't. I'm a lie. That can't be right. No. How did I not know? No, I'm a joke. No, it can't. How did it can't be? Yes, it can't be.
So fucking good. They're about what you'd expect. They're obligated to make 5 to get to Beethoven's 5th because that's the one that everybody knows. Yeah. Oh, that's so depressing. I like that Joel Haver, like... Am I saying his name right, by the way? Is it Haver or Haver? I don't fucking know. I like that Joel Haver is like, yeah. You say with a long A. Haver. Haver? I'm just going to say Haver. I like that Joel Haver, like, he encourages people to use it as well. Because it's like a really unique thing. And I guess you could be extra creative with it. Like, if you just did what Joel Haver does, then that would suck. Alright. We're going to look at some British stuff now and all. Oh, yeah. It's that time. It's that time. Averett large. Averett major. It's time for Britain. We're going to have a look at some British stuff. Oh, love a little Britain. Yeah, the video explains how to do it. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Joel Haverstyle skit called Speedruns by the NPC's Perspective. Oh, I saw that, Del. Yeah. I got a little mad that it wasn't Joel when I found out. Yeah, I actually saw that. All right. It's time for some Tories. You know the score.
Boris Johnson's Sunday night address on boosters was read by many as a cynical attempt to distract from other news that dropped that day. Namely, that last year when London was under Tier 2 restrictions, Boris Johnson hosted a potentially illegal Downing Street quiz. The image was leaked to the media and shows Boris Johnson in a room with 2 other people, which for a social event, which this was against the then COVID rules. The Mirror also reported that many staffers took part in the quiz in their offices, with up to 24 people to a room. That would also have been illegal because this was a social event.
How long till Bojo gets sacked for being a rule breaker? Well, he can't get sacked. He would have to resign. Or they would have to, or the MPs in his party would have to sign a vote of no confidence. And I don't think that will happen. I think that like the way that the Tory party is going at the minute is that they are desperate to have absolute control with one leader. And I feel like they're putting everything on Boris Johnson. I feel like the only other person that has a chance, because this was revealed recently, by the way, Priti Patel could make a run for Prime Minister. Which is just as bad, really. You know? I mean, it's worse, but only from a technical standpoint. I don't doubt for a second that Boris Johnson would advocate for public executions, but he just doesn't say it out loud. Priti Patel would say it out loud. You know? Thatcher style girl boss fascist narrative. Well, they already do that. They already do that. You know? Yeah.
On the Andrew Marr show, Keir Starmer was asked whether Boris Johnson had broken
these CCs, Keir Starmer,
any rules.
Well, it looks as though he was. And he must have known those other groups were in other rooms in his own building.
Just every single like left-wing leader is so fucking milquetoast. I can't get over it. You know what I mean? Like it's my one criticism of Jeremy Corbyn. It's my one criticism of Bernie Sanders is that they are just not spicy enough. Keir Starmer, it makes sense that he's not that spicy because he doesn't give a shit as to whether the fucking Tories win or lose. Right? He's not arsed. But it's just like, well, it looks like he might have done it, and you know he knows it's illegal and stuff. But like, what's the problem with just being like, yep, absolutely, I can't believe it. What kind of a person does something like this? Jesus Christ, you need to vote for our party. This is why you need to vote for us. We're going to do socialism. Obviously, Keir Starmer wouldn't say any of that, but you know what I mean? It's just like, God damn it, just have a bit of fucking spine, you know?
And, you know, this is very important because he's damaged his authority.
That's right, Shafiq.
He's now so weak, his party is so divided, he can't deliver the leadership that this country needs. And we've got a very important vote coming up next week, and he can't even discharge the basic functions of government. He's the worst possible leader at the worst possible time.
And you've just said
that he's right about that
in Downing Street.
Well, it appears, we'll have to look into it, but it's very hard to see how that's compliant with the rules.
The question of the legality.
They're kind of stuck though. Americans fucking hate leftists. I imagine Brits do too. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's not that Americans hate leftists. It's that the media makes Americans hate leftists. And that is the same in Britain. Yes. But it doesn't fucking matter. Like, there's no point in trying to appease the media. There's no point. It doesn't fucking matter. Did you see John Burko talk about Bojo? Yeah. Yeah. John Burko is pretty based. Apparently, we found out yesterday that he defected to Labour, which is interesting. It's not that much of a statement at the minute because Labour is like soft right. You know what I mean? We need Dennis Skinner as Labour leader, right.
Of any Christmas quiz couldn't be put to Boris Johnson on Sunday.
That's
as
right,
his pre-recorded
Tajan.
address did not come along with press questions.
What I was saying, Mr. Dank, is that like, so you know, the argument with the sort of like centrist Democrats in the US was like, oh, we can't have Bernie Sanders be the Democratic candidate because they'll just call him a communist in the papers. That was the whole thing. They were just like, he's too far left. They'll call him radical. They'll call him a communist. And then they did that about Joe Biden. They literally did that about Joe Biden. And it's kind of the same in the UK. It's like, oh, well, we can't have a leader who's too far left because otherwise they'll call him a communist. We won't do all that shit. You know, it won't perform for us. No one's going to vote for Keir Starmer anyway. They're not exactly calling Keir Starmer a communist, but they're not exactly singing his praises either. Every single sort of press release or public relations kind of opportunity Keir Starmer has made him look like a fucking idiot. People believed it. That's the thing. So it doesn't really matter whether the public hates leftists or not. They might as well just go ham and appeal to other people. And like, because you know, if you show people that you've got a bit of a backbone, more people respect you. That's kind of the way that our culture works. It sucks. You know? Keith Alpaca Killer Starmer, right? I know. That's exactly it, Tejan. All the media has to do with Keir Starmer is ignore him and nobody will remember he exists. Yes, that's right. Yeah. I don't like it when people use the term unelectable because it doesn't mean anything. Like, if you want to say, like, he isn't appealing to the electorate, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? The term unelectable doesn't mean anything. Everybody's technically electable. You know what I mean? If we need to kind of be specific about this, regardless of what opponents to left-wing politicians have said in the past. They said that Jeremy Corbyn was unelectable. What does that mean? Not unelectable. Everyone's technically electable. Do you know what I mean?
But 24 hours later, on a visit to a vaccine centre, Sky's Beth Rigby was able to put the allegations to him.
It appears that the public care that you seem to have participated in so.
Let's talk about how every single time Boris Johnson is in the media now he's wearing a mask. It's all PR. It's all PR. That's all politics is nowadays. Oh, looks like we got in trouble for having that party, you know, Pity. What are we going to do about this? Well, you'll just have to wear a mask every time you're in public now. Make them look like you're really taking Omicron seriously. But they've kind of fucked themselves. They've kind of fucked themselves because they don't have the dough. Well, they do have the dough, but they've not been funding the NHS enough. They've been destroying the NHS from the inside, so that now we've not got enough lateral flow tests for the country. People's booster shots are getting completely fucking destroyed. Not destroyed, but it's hard to book them and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Ugh. He's a person to be capable of winning an election because he's incompetent. Yeah, but you gotta. We have to look at why Keir Starmer is incompetent. It's important to do that. It might sound pedantic, but we have to be able to say Keir Starmer will not gain any votes from conservative voters because he's not right-wing enough. The Tories are already right-wing enough for people who are gonna vote Tory. He's not left-wing enough to get anyone who used to vote Labour, who voted for Jeremy Corbyn. And of course, he's lost a huge contingent of LGBTQ plus votes in decisions that he's made to completely ignore allegations of transphobia within the party. And also, he's going to have lost a lot of BAME votes as well, because he has decided to not look at reports of racism in the party, specifically anti-black racism. Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of Jewish people who won't vote as well now, because even though the papers were smearing Jeremy Corbyn for being anti-Semitic, Keir Starmer did a great job of expelling a bunch of Jewish left-wing members from the party simply for being, you know, well, he said it's because they were left-wing. Just kind of seemed a bit weird because he was singling out a lot of Jewish members, you know? What happened to take it on the chin? You getting your booster tomorrow? Nice one, Starlight. Do you know what you're getting? He'll lose a lot of votes because of the lack of the people to campaign for an election. And also, Unite. Someone in the chat last week, I think, said Unite have stopped doing that stuff. They've stopped supporting the Labour Party now, haven't they? Pfizer the same as the first two shots. Nice. Very nice. Event in number it was you, Funky, yes. I'm sorry that we didn't get around to that. It's just that we were talking about something else. Get rid of all the Jews in the party and the anti-Semitism will stop. Galaxy brain politics. That might even be what his thinking was. We don't know.
10 when everyone was told not to.
And I hear you, Beth.
But you would have seen all that your staff members on Zooms in groups around the building. So you're saying it didn't happen?
I can tell you that I certainly...
Also, doesn't help that he's called Keir Starmer. I love it that, like, Americans are, like, even misspelling his name because everybody on the left is just like, yeah, we're not going to spell his name right. He hates that. Keith Starmer, dickhead. Infamous SS officer, right? Exactly. Oh, funny. Can't be racist if there's nobody in the party left to be racist to. That's a huge amount of funding for them to lose from Unite. Yeah, huge. Think you voted on that Unite measure about the Labour Party? Yeah, good shit, DJ. Good shit. That's fucking based.
Rules, but the whole thing will be looked into by the Cabinet Secretary. And what I'm focused on, frankly, is the vaccine rollout and the campaign for get everybody to understand how vital it is to get boosted now.
So you've asked Simon Case to look at
You voted Green last election mostly because of care? Wait, what? Are you on about a by-election? Hello, Count Jacula. How you doing? Welcome in. Surprisingly, we seem to have managed to pull the Union left. Yeah, that is interesting, yeah. In 2019, you voted... Live in a strong SNP seat. Would have tactically voted Labour if I was unlucky enough to live in England. Oh, well, if you... Oh, yeah, you're in Scotland, aren't you? Listen, there's no point in voting Labour in Scotland, yeah. Yeah. I understand that, yeah. If you're in an SNP seat, yeah. And also, like, that's a strong move as well. Like, the SNP are a pretty based party, you know? It was a Scottish election, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. You meant Unison?
the December 15 event, just to be clear.
That was earlier this year, yeah.
December the 15 event.
If that's the is that the,
yes.
the thing with the Zoom call?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll notice in that clip, Boris Johnson said he hadn't broken any rules.
Yeah, dual card with the
shift from last
IWW.
week when he reassured the public that no rules had been broken by him or anyone else.
That's okay, Saoirse. I think everyone's like that.
Aaron, people had suggested that if images emerged of Boris Johnson taking part in parties, his time could be up. Does this picture, which was splashed on the front of the Sunday Mirror, meet that threshold?
He was more likely to face criminal prosecution for that than, I don't know, what was there was this bizarre fantasy, cosplay, true crime podcast, people who've got a little bit too far into politics, who thought that he was going to be taken to prison because of the wallpaper thing. I never quite understood that. This seemed like a more plausible set of circumstances where something which was...
What the fuck is he on about? Wallpaper Boris Johnson? Is this about using like... £840 a roll of wallpaper? They thought libs really have got like some kind of brain. I'm just going to leave it as that. They've got some kind of brain to think that Boris Johnson, a prime minister... Tony Blair didn't go to prison for killing millions of Iraqis. And these fucking idiots think like, oh, Boris Johnson spent 840 quid a roll on gold wallpaper. They're going to arrest him for that. What is wrong with libs? Call the manager politics. Exactly. Fucking hell. Honestly, I'm just whatever, man.
About legality, and you either break the law or don't break the law. It's not about interpretation. It's not ambiguous. This looked like it could be one such moment.
Peak teen sports politics,
egregious breach of the law. You know, it's not like he's swinging a bottle of champagne and he's surrounded by 30 people, but he does seem to have broken the rules. I mean, I do find this quite strange. You know, again, we don't want to lapse into...
He's done so much worse than that. The cronyism, the fucking fascism, I'm just like, wow. People's lives is when spent, people's lives we don't care. But when you're spending our money wrong, oh boy. You know? Johnson isn't just a rich cunt, he's an aristocrat, right? Exactly. Boris, I'm a fascist who breaks laws, has a cabinet of murderers, libs. What about the wallpaper, though? You can say cunt. That C word is allowed, Shafiq. I'd bring up the genocide, but none of these fools care about the genocide. Exactly. Systematically destroying disabled people. I'm horrified by how dumb modern fascists act. Well, that's what it all is at the end of the day, Count Jacula. It's an act, isn't it? To appeal to you know, working class people. That's what it is. And not even just working class people, like the petty bourgeoisie as well. Because we forget that, like, just because some people own a business doesn't mean that they're smart, doesn't mean that they're educated. You know, very much Boris Johnson has a persona that he acts upon in order to get votes, in order to seem like an everyman, in the same way that Trump did as well.
Questions of, does it cut through? I mean,
at some point the act becomes real. No, I don't think so. I don't know what you're on about there.
He does seem to have broken the rules. The rules are the rules. That's the point of the law. The extent to which, you know, the London Metropolitan Police Service arguably owes him one because he didn't go after Cressida Dick. I mean, that's how I would interpret it. It does seem strange that you'd make such a clear and brazen allowance for the Prime Minister when they've quite clearly, with incontrovertible evidence, broken the rules. But
play it fascism and it eventually happens. I think you might have it like a little bit twisted. Like, Trump was definitely like an outright fascist, a crypto fascist at the least. You know, you couldn't say that Trump hid his fascism well, right? So that makes sense for Trump, definitely. But I don't even think that was a play at fascism. I think that he wanted that. Same with Boris Johnson. It's not a play for fascism. Like, he's not saying that shit out loud. He's just doing it. His party is doing it. You know? Nothing to do with playing about it. It's about, no, this is what we want.
There we are.
I mean, I didn't see that picture of him.
All right, whatever. I'm not really too bothered about this. Let's take a look at the difference between Boris Johnson and Trump is that Boris isn't as dumb as he looks. What makes you think that Trump is as dumb as he looks? What makes you think that Trump isn't as smart as Boris Johnson? Trump systematically went round the United States of America, riled up an entire fucking, like, horde of chuds and hogs and just horrific white supremacists, gamers and everything. It was systematic. It was fucking planned. It's a fucking smokescreen. The idea that these people are not intelligent. They are super intelligent, or just a bit more smart than other politicians, in order to sort of like gauge where the country's at, sort of like, look, okay, well, a lot of people are buying into the racism dollar. Trump is a businessman, innit? You know what I mean? Sure, his businesses are shit. A lot of libs like to point out, oh, well, all Trump's businesses failed and actually went bankrupt loads and loads. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because the one good business decision that he made was the one that was the most harmful. We could argue that Trump's success was more due to his advisors and not himself, but it's not really any different. Exactly. It's not even about Trump as well. It's about the movement in it. It's about the party. It's like, these are just figureheads of the fucking party. You know, their intentions are the same when it comes down to it. Trump wasn't there just being an idiot. He wasn't just like sat there going, well, isn't that a bit like what Hitler did? And his advisors are going, no, don't worry, honey. He was like, yeah, that's what Hitler did. Smart guy. You know, that's what we've got to remember about this. It's not just like people not knowing stuff. It's not incompetency. It's these people are doing this on purpose, and they're fucking laughing at us. They're laughing at us, especially when we say things like, oh, well, you know, they're just stupid idiots. Because that's what they want us to think, so that they could get off. You know?
Be measures implemented by the government to slow the spread of Omicron. It's the
all right, Shafiq, see you in a bit. Also, hello, sir.
That has proven the most controversial. The legislation going to Parliament this week would require attendees at nightclubs and large events to either have been fully vaccinated or to have taken a lateral flow test. It's got a lot of backbenchers riled up. Check out this exchange between host Rachel.
Right, ego more than logic, yeah.
Burden and Tory
I agree,
MP Marcus Fish.
But then you've sort of got to look at it like, in terms of, did he achieve what he set out to achieve? Yes, he fucking did. He's a horrific individual. We know that from the past. We know that from everything about him. All of his opinions. Someone like that is not gonna like run the fucking US into the ground by accident. You know what I mean? Not gonna happen. Same with the UK. Same with Boris Johnson. We've had COVID passes in Wales for like a month already. That's because Wales is based. That's because Wales is absolutely based. I wasn't saying that you were defending Trump, Saoirse. I don't think that you would do that. And I'm not saying that anyone who says stuff like that is defending anyone. I'm just trying to pull the wool from your eyes. Do you understand? It's not about, you know, are they stupid and stuff like that. I've already said what I wanted to say. Don't let these people fucking fool you. They're very smart. They are like, you know, it might appear that they don't know what they're doing, but it's not about that. So, you know about like, have you ever read about like, you know, how certain rich individuals get off on like risk and reward? Yeah? These are the people who are running the country. If they take a risk, like, fuck it, we'll have a party at Downing Street. Fuck it, we've told everyone to stay inside, but we'll have a party in Downing Street. That's a risk that they're willing to take because they get off on that shit. They get off on not only fucking over the public and stealing all the fucking money from us, but also they get off on taking these huge risks. Like, what can Boris Johnson doesn't sit out there and say, oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Boris Johnson sits out there and says, what can I get away with saying? What can I get away with saying that's going to build up my voter base, that's going to rile them up? And that's exactly what Trump did. That's exactly what Trump did. That's why they fucking loved each other. You know?
The vast majority of people who are vaccinated feel that their freedoms are being impinged by others who are able to walk around and potentially be infectious and not have to demonstrate that they're not. So if you're talking about freedoms and liberties, it's the liberty to go into a pub and know that the chances of not being infected are greatly diminished because either you've shown your vaccine certification or you've shown proof of a negative LFT. What is the problem?
We live in a free society in this country, and what you've just said is exactly what we must fight against. This idea that there should be
freedom not to be infected. What about that freedom?
A papers, please society is an authoritarian state that we should all absolutely resist.
Yo, wait till this guy finds out about driving licenses. Wait till this guy finds out about passports, you know. Oh, I can't even fucking spell today, folks. Sorry, give me... Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Right, there we go. Hey, Corvin. Papers, Please was a good game. That's right. Wait until he finds out about all the laws his party just put in. Yeah, exactly. Yes! Saying this right after they gave themselves the right to revoke citizenship. Exactly! Fascists will always point at people and be like, yo, very, very fascist, very, very shit. Right? Don't do that. But they will never call themselves anti-fascists. They will never say, we are doing everything we can to beat white supremacy. They will be like, white supremacy doesn't exist. The only people who say that are fascists. You know? It's just a fucking like... It's easier to be an impersonal fascist than to do a good job.
But I'll say it again. Just can you answer this for me?
Is that how the game goes? I don't fucking remember it. I played like I did it on my YouTube channel, which you won't be able to watch because I've deleted all those videos now. But I did that on my YouTube channel years ago.
Not to be infected.
Look, we are very well vaccinated in this country.
That's it, Saoirse,
it's been a great success. People have the freedom to do what they want with their own bodies and the freedom of association. And if you want to undo those things, you're not worthy of working for the BBC, in my...
What do you mean freedom of association? What does he mean, freedom from association? Freedom from association of who? What are you on about, pal? And this guy's like, so you know what we're going to start seeing now, right? You know how the BBC has been displayed to be systemically transphobic, right? Systemically anti-left wing. We're going to start seeing the Conservatives pushing that as much as they can. As much as they fucking can to the right. No, you're not allowed to be on the BBC if you say that people need COVID passports. You're not allowed. I don't think you're worthy of being on the BBC. We're going to start hearing a lot more of that. And who runs the BBC? It's like a Tory lord or some shit, innit? Wait, I gotta Google this. Chairman of the BBC. Incumbent Richard Sharp. Since the 10th of February. Occupation, banker.
My opinion.
Well, that's quite a personal statement to make. I suppose
Yes,
what
it
I'm
is.
doing is putting across the case that many of our listeners have. They don't
Parents, Eric Sharp, Baron Sharp of Grimsdyke.
want to go into a pub or a restaurant, a lot of them, if they don't feel safe and secure.
Hello, super
So if
sweet
you're
boy.
talking
How you
about the
doing?
Safety of
Don't go then. You don't tell other people what they should do with their bodies. Sorry, don't do it.
No, but the point
I fucking hate this guy. Marcus Fish. Marcus Fish, shut the fuck up challenge. Like, I hate his voice.
I'm making is you're not telling someone what to do with their body other than
Yes,
to
you
show
are.
they've taken a test.
Right. You are also telling someone to get COVID. You're telling people to go. You're telling people to go and stay inside. That's telling people what to do.
I don't.
Well, both of those things. You are segregating society.
You're segregating society by saying people who don't want to catch a fucking thing, a fucking... He's doing what he's saying. Either get COVID or keep your body at home or prolong the amount of time you have to cover your body to avoid COVID if you have to go out. Exactly. That's exactly what he's saying. He's telling people what to do with their bodies. At some point in this fucking game of back and forth, these two people have to realize that we are going to have to tell some people what to do with their bodies. And that's for the betterment of society as a whole. If you get vaccinated, literally nothing bad happens. You get sick for a bit. All those fucking stories that you hear anti-vaxxers talk about when they say, oh my God, like 1,000 people died after they got the vaccine. It's all bollocks. I researched it all. I've looked at this shit on my streams. The regulars in the streams know that I talk about this on a regular basis. It's all bollocks. There's no evidence for fucking any of it. At all. And the government won't fucking say this shit because they don't give a fuck about COVID. They don't care. And anti-vaxxers are stuck in between saying things along the lines of, the government just wants to control us. They want to exact control over us. But then also, like, the government doesn't want to do that. From personal experience, I can tell you the sick you get from the vaccine is pretty minor. COVID, on the other hand, was brutal to have. That's right. That's what most people say. It is empty rhetoric. There is no point in engaging with it. But because they're the fucking BBC and they're already far right as fuck, of course they're going to have MPs on like that. Are there even odds for heart complications after a vaccine unrelated to an allergic reaction? I don't even know what you're on about. No idea what you're talking about. Last I heard it was like 1 in millions. No idea.
Based on an unacceptable thing.
Are you on about that myocarditic rhythm thing that Ben Shapiro was on about? Because that is 100% bollocks.
We are not a papers, please society. This is not Nazi Germany, okay?
I think you'll find we're on the way, pal. I think you'll actually find we're on the way. He said the thing. He said the thing. He said, making me have a vaccine is Nazi Germany. Yeah, you got the bingus. You got the bingus. Take that off on your bingus card, folks. Oh, wow.
No, I don't think it is. And I think there is a long, long way between what people are being asked to do and Nazi Germany. I don't think you can make a direct comparison between the two.
Ask him questions about what his fucking government's doing. Ask him questions about what his cabinet's doing. Removing citizenship. Making it illegal to protest. Fuck my entire life.
Wedge, and that's why we will resist it.
But you are
And
telling everyone
everybody
to go and
should
get a booster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. That's a
Right.
good idea. But vaccine passports
Fuck off, dude.
is a really
Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Yeah, get a booster, but, you know, we don't want any kind of society where you have to show the papers that you've had a booster. Bro, like, come on. We can see everything. Can I say something else that's hilarious about this? Back in 2019, the Scum reported that Matt Hancock was working on making childhood MMR vaccines mandatory because of us losing our measles-free status. Right. We have had a problem in this country for a long time with middle-class white people who sit in their fucking parents' gaffs and they're high as fuck. They watch the Joe Rogan podcast, they watch Zeitgeist, and they think that the MMR vaccine gives you autism. And then they start to say things, and well, also they think that autism is bad. And then they also start thinking that they're like a sovereign citizen and Magna Carta is real. And now those people have like grown up and they are like owning, they're like the owners of petty bourgeois businesses and shit like that. They own like food trucks and all that nonsense. And all of a sudden, their ability to make capital has died, and they want to speak to the manager. And this is how they speak to the manager. They speak to the manager by saying, yep, my body, my choice, not taking a vaccine. No, you just want to control us. Blah, 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 blah. Because they've never experienced government control before in their entire life. Oh, Count Dracula, it's insane. It's absurd. It's absurd. Me having to carry a COVID pass is equal to mass systematic genocide. Yeah, that guy, yeah. Don't we require vaccines to attend public schools already? In the UK, don't know. Oh, okay, Corvin. Yeah, I got you. No, we don't require that in the UK. Well, right.
really dangerous step to take.
So Marcus Fish, who last week voted for a bill
just last week voted for
which allows the Home Secretary to strip people of citizenship without.
This guy voted for the bill. He voted for the bill. I don't even think it's denialism anymore. I don't even think it's a denial. I think that these fuckers know exactly what they're doing. I think they know exactly what they're doing. He knows that the shit in his party that he is voting for is fascist as fuck. He knows that anti-vaxxers are going to vote for the Tories if their MPs are saying nonsense like that. That's what he knows. It's all about what can I do to extract the most value from my electorate, from my constituents. You know, where's Mark Fish? Where's Mark Fish a fucking MP? Right, I bet it's like fucking, I don't know, Gloucestershire or something. He's from Australia. He's from Australia. He's not even British. He's not even British. How do Tories vote for someone from Australia? That's fucking hilarious. Yeovil! Of course it's fucking Yeovil. Everyone in fucking Yeovil. Crusty anti-vax hippie, honestly. Swear to God. Probably not everyone, but you know what I mean.
Any notice, thinks that having to show you were vaccinated or have taken a free test to go to a nightclub.
Oh, you were talking about the vaccinating kids people as to why it wasn't mandatory in our schools. Okay, Tejan, sorry about that, yeah.
Is a move comparable to Nazi Germany.
Oh, come on. But people in Britain will complain. It's not spelled like that. It's spelled like this. It's a place in Somerset. But people in Britain will simply complain that their advent calendars aren't what they want them to be. And they don't understand that the issue is not just capitalism, but also the neoliberal shills that enable capitalism and the fascism that capitalism enables and the circle jerk surrounding that. The only way is communism. The only way is anarchism, anti-fascism. The trifecta of truth. And it will end. It will end. Capitalism will literally end. It can't sustain itself. Colonialism will end. It can't sustain itself. It doesn't work. It's working as planned, sure. But on a long-term basis, this shit is gonna fucking implode. I swear to God. Things like Bitcoin and shit like that are sort of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, you know? I go around in Manchester, yeah, nowadays, and I see so many stickers everywhere for like the Young Communists League, the Solidarity Federation, Trans Rights Now, Resist Capitalism, and all that stuff. It'll take as long as it takes, but you can make it happen faster by starting to set up and work with direct action and mutual aid and unions in your local area. We can all do little bits and bobs here and there. You know, you want to look at some fantastic news? If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Well, I had a tweet go viral the other day. It was something from the anti-work subreddit. Let me find it. I'm sure people are still tweeting about it. If you live 5 minutes down the road and your MP would be Mog, that's sad. That's very sad. You actually found the anti-work subreddit through your Twitter feed? Poggers. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, hang on. I've just taken the whole fucking window. Didn't want to do that. In solidarity with the Kellogg strike, I present to you the Kellogg Time Waster 3000, a program that does nothing but submit bogus applications to Kellogg using randomized information. More info in the comment. This is fucking brilliant. Kellogg's were trying to hire scabs. Scabs are basically people who replace striking workers' jobs. Don't ever be a scab. Don't ever do it. It's a horrific thing to do. Don't cross the picket line. Don't cross the boycott line. I guess it's crossing the picket line if you don't do the boycott thing. I posted that at 4:34 a.m. Yo, I couldn't sleep on Thursday last week. I forgot about that. But this person here just made like a free program that you can just use as well in order to submit bogus information to job applications to stop companies from replacing striking workers. That's fucking sick. Remember the guy who stole the mace in Parliament? He was your MP when you lived in Brighton? That's pretty funny. The last sticker I saw in my local area was under a bridge advocating for the death of Catholics. Yeah, that's not great. That's not a great one to see. Disco Elysium literally aligns scabs with secret police. That's how bad scabs are. Yeah, that's right. I do agree with you, but it's just going to be different in the US. A lot more basic groundwork needs to be done here. There is so much groundwork in the US, you just don't see it. There are so many different unions in the US all over the place. There are so many different, like, soup kitchens and fucking homeless shelters. There's loads. You just have to find them. You know, and sure, there might be, like, a contingent of having to set up your own. That might be a thing. But there's a lot of stuff that's out there that's good. We just don't see it because you don't get that shit advertised to you in the papers. You don't get to see it in the papers. The papers don't want you to see anything that could help you envision the end of capitalism. They are volunteer organizations. The US being so big is great propaganda in of itself. It makes massive things look tiny because of the national scale. It's absurd, right? Squatting is based and cool, that's right. You know, I have to be careful of advocating for that because, of course, it's like breaking the law, and I can't advocate for people to break the law on Twitter, so please do advise, you know, do things based on the law in your country. But, generally speaking, outside of that responsibility, squatting is very cool. Private property is theft. Forcing people to pay rent is parasitic behavior. You know? So, we've had a look at some more bullshit. What time are we on? Okay, it's nearly 9 o'clock, so I'm just gonna have some tea. I'm gonna have my tea. I'm gonna eat. So, you know, just bear in mind. Food. Streamer eating, if you don't like seeing streamers eat. I don't really, you know, make a mukbang out of it or anything, but I know some people aren't down for the streamer eating stuff. It's one of those. To my mind, a union is more of a specific thing. Never thought of soup kitchens as unions. No, I'm not saying that. Soup kitchens are mutual aid and direct action. That's what they are. You know, they call them volunteer action. Do you know why they're colloquially known? Not colloquially, but sort of like widely known as volunteer organizations? Because they want you to think about that word volunteer. You won't make any money by doing this. That's bad. That's not part of capitalism. You won't make money. You can go out and help people, sure, but it's a volunteer position. Removes any... it removes as much, like capitalism does, it removes as much value as it can. The user has been deleted, sadly, in this thingy. But there are lots of links to the program as well. You know? What else have I got in the watch later list? I think that's everything in the watch later list that I wanted to check out. Let's have a look at the Discord. That mentality seeps into the fabric of the volunteer organizations. You end up feeling like a fucking sucker for helping. Sure, yeah, definitely. I can see that being a thing. It certainly can. It certainly can, which is why lots of people's, not just people's attitudes towards volunteer organizations need to change, but just in general, the paradigm of how we act as human beings has to change. And you can be the change that you want to see in the world. It's possible. You just be nice and empathetic to people. You know? Posting online is one thing, but going out and doing direct action is another thing entirely. Getting to know your neighbors. Starting like, you know, a neighborhood watch might seem like a bit of a cop thing to do, but it's actually a lot better, generally speaking, because if you kind of start like a neighborhood watch with the idea of like, all right, well, we're going to look after everyone and we're going to get to know everyone, then you can like stop people getting the cops called on them unnecessarily because you know what's happening and you're in direct contact with like everybody in your neighborhood and shit like that. There's all sorts of things that you can do. It's just again that these things aren't promoted to us as things that you could do. In fact, I know what we can watch next. We're gonna watch Mexi's channel, Good Leftist News. Is it Good Leftist News? I've forgotten what it's called. Neighborhood Watch here just post their own CCTV footage of dodgy looking people on Facebook. Yeah. Positive leftist news. That's what it is. Thank you, Prince Infidel. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's the one. PLN. Yeah, sorry about that, Count Jacula. It'll just purge you for posting a link. All right. There you go. What's happening? My computer did not like that. What's going on here? Have I done something wrong? That's not full screen. That was just like full screen on the... Oh, okay. Oh, why is it doing that? Why does it do that? Why does it fucking do that? This is why anti-theism is anti-communist as well. Some religions literally codify direct action. Sikhism, for example, literally requires that their temples offer free food to all comers and that the Sikhs help literally anyone who asks. Yeah, I mean, intersectionality has got to be... It's got to include religion. I think it just depends on what, how harmful that religion is in general. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, evangelical Christianity, not a good religion, very harmful. It's generally speaking the preachers that are bad. You know what I mean? Right, I'm gonna go put my food on.
With Mexi.
Cheers to another powerful month for workers' struggle. Some key things initiated in last month's strike wave have now come to fruition, and we are happy to report that workers' momentum is not slowing down. Another Striketober event that didn't get as much press was the major general strike in Italy. On October 11th, trade unions, student and youth groups, leftist political parties, anti-imperialist and housing rights groups organized nationwide mobilizations and a general strike against the government's assault on labor rights, the imposition of austerity policies, and the handling of the COVID-19 crisis. Workers also protested a far-right attack on the headquarters of the Italian General Confederation of Labor in Rome. Giuliano Granato, national spokesperson of Potere al Popolo, said thousands of people are losing their jobs. We cannot let the companies and the government force the workers to pay the cost of the crisis. This is a repeat of 2008, another crisis that they want the workers to pay for, but they have to pay for it, the bosses and the government. Major mobilizations occurred in several cities, including Rome, Turin, Milan, Genoa, Bologna, Florence, Naples, Taranto, and Palermo, among others. Workers blocked the Amazon hub in Piacenza, interrupted freight traffic in the ports of Naples and Genoa, and organized pickets that disrupted most supply chains. Students also joined the marches in large numbers. The Front of Communist Youth said that 2 years of pandemic and contagions in schools were not enough for the state to invest in the safety of school buildings. We find ourselves with the same crumbling plexes, buses always crowded and old. They promise us education money, but we find ourselves with increasingly expensive books, and the only reforms aim to make our schools become business schools. Enough of this. Together with the workers, we block the country. And at the very end of last month, October 30th, thousands of protesters took the streets in Rome to send a message to the G20 leaders meeting in the city, accusing them of propping up a model of economic development that has exacerbated global problems. Many made connections between the G20 and the COP26 climate talks, displaying banners such as "From Rome to Glasgow, your initiatives are the problem," and "The catastrophe is here, it's time to act." Flavio, a 17-year-old high school student, said his generation had the right to be angry because today's political reality has brought us to environmental catastrophe. But until people question the current capitalist economic model, nothing will be resolved, he said. Christina Ray, a PhD student from Bologna, said we shouldn't have to get to human extinction.
Christianity has a lot of issues. A lot of atheists assume that all religion is Christianity. I don't think that that's true. I think a lot of atheists actually really don't like Islam. I think those are the, I think that's the religion that most atheists don't like. Because, of course, it's easy to hate a religion of brown people, isn't it? You know? I just chose evangelical Christianity because that's the one that I see as the most dangerous, to be honest. It's the structure surrounding them. That's right, Goosebumps, yeah. People often conflate the problems of Christianity with all religions, yeah. Whole Western way of thinking about spiritualism is broken, correct, yeah. Culture's gotta change, it's gotta change, that's right.
For them to listen to us. Our message to the G20 is don't get comfortable, because we won't watch while you destroy our future. Absolutely, we will not. Workers everywhere are becoming more educated, agitated, and organized than I've seen in my lifetime. It is brilliant to witness. And this organization and fierce militancy is paying off. In India, farmers and workers across the country have been striking and demonstrating for a year now against neoliberal farm laws. This month, they got word that their movement won, as Modi's government was forced to repeal the anti-worker reforms. Their solidarity in the face of police brutality and fierce government repression forced the change they demanded and deserved, and will hopefully inspire workers everywhere to know that when we're united and determined, no strongman politician or corporate stooges can stop us. This is also evident in the victory for John Deere workers, who ratified a new 6-year contract this month after a 35-day strike. After turning down 2 proposed contracts, workers ratified the third with 61% of the vote. The new contract includes an $8,500 signing bonus, a 20% increase in wages over the lifetime of the contract with 10% this year, the return of cost of living adjustments, 3% lump sum payments, enhanced options for retirement, and enhanced CIPP performance benefits. Healthcare will remain the same for the life of the agreement. UAW Region 4 Director Ron McInroy said our members stood together and did not waver. Members and their families put a lot on the line for these gains, and the community's support was overwhelming. I'd like to thank the John Deere members, their families, their leaders, and our bargaining team for standing firm and achieving these
Let's go, John
gains.
Deere strikers.
Congratulations to all the workers and negotiators who made this possible. Late last month, over 900 striking culture workers in Norway were victorious in their fight to secure a permanent collective pension that works equally for people of all genders. The strike began in early September with opera, theater actor, and orchestra workers and escalated to over 900 workers throughout September and October, culminating in the new agreement on October 25th. In 2016, the workers' pensions were restricted in a move that employers said would be just temporary to ensure the new agreement and escalated to
Fagforbundet, that's me.
Over 900 workers throughout September and October, culminating in the new agreement on October 25th. In 2016, the workers' pensions were restricted in a move that employers said would be just temporary to ensure the sustainability of their institutions. Their failure to live up to their promises prompted the strike, as did the workers' concern for gender parity. Under the restricted plan, women would suffer as they took longer than men, meaning that their pension money would be spread out over many more years. LO said the difference would amount to more than 1,000 kroner a month, or a total of more than 400,000 during the time from when she retires until she reaches life expectancy. Fantastic to see workers standing their ground and demanding equal rights for all workers. Amazon employees in more than 20 countries organized a global strike on Black Friday as part of the Make Amazon Pay campaign, which is a coalition of 70 trade unions and organizations including Amazon Workers International, Greenpeace, and Oxfam. Individuals everywhere, from oil refineries to factories to warehouses to data centers to corporate offices, participated in the event on November 26th. Make Amazon Pay's demands include increased salaries, better job security, and suspending the harsh productivity and surveillance regime Amazon has used to squeeze workers. The coalition also calls for a payback to society that includes enhanced sustainability efforts, increased transparency over data and privacy, and ending partnerships with police forces and immigration authorities that are institutionally racist.
And this is going to happen. This is going to work. All of this is going to work. There is nothing that these people who own these businesses could do to stop this from happening. As soon as people start striking, as soon as people are organized with it, that's it. It's game over. Game over. You've seen what can happen. You've seen what can happen with Kellogg's. You've seen what can happen with John Deere. You've seen what can happen even against fascist Modi in India. Farmers fucking died during those protests, but it worked. They gave up in the end. They were like, fuck it, this is too much work. Even the fucking cops were like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Do you know what I mean? They cannot handle it. Collective action is so powerful. We are so fucking strong when we stand together. That's why they want to fucking divide us.
Make Amazon Pay wrote that Amazon is not alone in these bad practices, but it sits at the heart of a failed system that drives the inequality, climate breakdown, and democratic decay that scar our age. Solidarity with the activists who are fighting this failed system tooth and nail worldwide. Faculty at the University of Pittsburgh have voted 71% to 29% to form a union, joining the United Steelworkers. With more than 3,000 people represented, Pitt faculty created the largest new union of any kind in the country this year, which organizers say will usher in a new era of faculty administration relations at the university. Dozens of Pitt faculty, both organizers and supporters, gathered at the United...
Right, exactly, that's it. Here's the thing. They won't do that to striking Kellogg's strikers in the US. They won't do that to any kind of striking workers. They just won't do that. You know what I mean? They love to do that shit to Black Lives Matter protesters, you know, and similar anti-fascist protesters and stuff like that, because of course those protests are based on disruption, spectacle. You know, look at us. This is our message, right? When it comes to someone's private business being disrupted, there's only so much that the cops really want to get involved with that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a really bad look. People don't mind if cops kill like anti-fascist protesters or BIPOC protesters, generally speaking, because that's just how racist and like how fucking right-wing America is. But as soon as it comes down to workers, you can't really escape that bad PR move. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to be like, you know, even fascists find it hard to be like, well, you know, people should be allowed to pay money for the work that they do. They even find it hard to defend that shit. Do you know what I mean? It's more like libertarians and shit like that. You will see fascists defending it, of course, because they'll do anything. But generally speaking, across the board, it would be like a huge bad look if police officers just started like murdering people who were striking for work. You know what I mean? It sucks because they shouldn't be murdering people who are protesting for Black Lives Matter. They shouldn't be murdering anti-fascist protesters. They shouldn't be literally sending paramilitary fucking feds to an anti-fascist's house and murdering him, you know? But these things will change. They will fucking change eventually.
United Steelworkers headquarters to celebrate their victory and reflect on...
Now they just murder people by making them work during a tornado. Right, exactly. And that's not even really the cops. That's just Amazon that did that.
...years-long campaign. Chris DeLuzio, an adjunct at the law school and a candidate for Pennsylvania's 17th Congressional District, said it's a huge win, not just for us as faculty, but for the university and our students. It sends a huge message to workers in Western Pennsylvania that labor is not on defense anymore. The workers at Image Comics have formed a union, Comic Book Workers United, represented by the Communications Workers of America. Among their demands are salary and workload transparency for all existing and proposed job titles, the continuation of remote work for any employee who requests it, and the creation of a detailed policy outlining how the company will provide reasonable accommodations and supplies for remote employees, and the addition of a collective voting option to immediately cancel publication of any title whose creators have been found to have engaged in abuse, sexual assault, racism and xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, ableism, etc., until such a time as said creators have engaged in meaningful reparations toward affected persons. So far, Image has refused to recognize the union, forcing a vote, but workers are steadfast as 10 out of 12 eligible voters have already pledged to create the union. Many may not be aware of the extent of worker exploitation in the comic industry, and union organizers are fighting in largely uncharted waters. Solidarity with workers at Image, and may this set a precedent for labor rights in comic book publishing. Portugal has banned bosses from messaging and emailing staff outside of working hours as part of new laws called the right to rest. The changes are being introduced to improve work-life balance as people are increasingly working from home as the pandemic.
I'm gonna move to Portugal. I'm moving to Portugal. That is fucking sick.
pandemic drags on. Companies with more than 10 staff will now face fines if they contact employees outside their contracted hours. There are also new rules allowing staff with children to work remotely. Parents will be allowed to work at home indefinitely without seeking prior approval from their employers until their child turns 8. And
fucking yes! That's fucking sick!
Companies may also have to contribute to higher household bills from employees being home-based, such as energy and internet costs. Fantastic to see, as work-life balance for so many people was already pretty pathetic even before the pandemic hit. Hopefully organizers can push for similar changes elsewhere. In Maine, the organization Food and Medicine held its annual Solidarity Harvest this month, providing 1,500 food baskets across the state, with each food basket feeding 8 to 10 people. But unlike a normal food drive, the Solidarity Harvest is not an act of charity, but one of solidarity, bringing together farmers, unions, nonprofits, and civic and political groups to address the issue of food insecurity in Maine, which is the 9th most food.
Hey Vord, how you doing? And also, hi Biponganicus, what's going on?
Food insecure state. None of the recipients are means tested or ask for anything in return, and Food and Medicine's ultimate goal is to organize people to create a world where no one has to choose between food or medicine. Each box included a land acknowledgement recognizing the land as the unceded territory of the Wabanaki people, and among the sponsors for the harvest were over 24 labor unions and Maine DSA. The food came from local farms and orchards.
You can get broadband in Portugal from around €21 a month. Cheapest fiber bundle you can get in Portugal will be NoWo, 100 megabyte download speed package. That's like the same as what I've got here. It's gonna be Spain. It's gonna be Spain. This is like yesterday when someone was like, "Oh, Bilbao's in Portugal." I'm surprised that things are good in. Surprised that things are bad in Bilbao. You know, 30 Canadian dollars, right? The telecoms have you by the nuts. That's right. This is why private fucking broadband is bullshit. Just privatized any kind of fucking. Yeah, Bilbao. But yeah, someone was like, "Yeah, Bilbao's in Portugal," and I was like, "Wait, is it?" Chat will just say anything. Chega, my ex-stepbrother, vice president of local parties, he's such a cretin. What they, you know, it's always in my chat, like, leftists love to be like, things are actually bad. Even when we're watching, like, positive leftist news, like, posting brain has infected you all. Everyone's like, watching great news, and leftists will literally be in chat like, actually, I just thought I'd point out to you all that things are very bad. I understand why you're all like that. I understand why you're all like that, but please, 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 liberate yourself from posting brain. Posting brain. You know? This is the paradigm we need to shift. You know, it's more. What's the thing? I can't. Sophie referenced it ages ago. You know, it's more plausible to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism, right? We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it. We gotta start imagining the end of capitalism. It's the only way. Brain is already bad enough without being stuck in posting brain. Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I'm like that too. It's not, when I'm saying leftists, that's me as well. That's me too. You could be a shit poster, but post actually funny shit. Being a shit poster doesn't mean like actually shit in your hands and post it on the internet. It doesn't mean that. Things are pretty bad, but we can always make it better. Exactly, yeah. Positive leftist news is literally keeping me alive every month. Right, exactly. We need to make every single stream positive leftist news, you know? You gotta clean your hand now. That's it, RJ. You gotta change your ways.
Orchards and Food and Medicine worked with over 100 partners to ensure boxes got to as many families in need as possible.
It's like, I can't remember, like, Sophie did a tweet about it last night or something, and it was like something about like, oh, you know, eventually these people who support J.K. Rowling are eventually going to see how unhinged she is, and it's going to be good. And like, there was just so many people in their replies being like, I don't think so. Like, it makes them smart. Like, you think you're doing something fucking smart by doing that. Like, come on, fuck off. And it all comes down as well. By the way, it all comes down to hierarchical thinking. That's what it all comes down to. And that's why it's necessary to educate in anarchist thinking. Because as soon as you remove the sort of like posting brain idea that like, I know more stuff than you, so that makes me smarter than you, so that makes me better than you. And I'm going to be right about this and you're not, which means that I'm better than you, the better. Because that's what it's all about. It's about thinking that you're better than someone else. By going, actually, no, you're wrong, things are bad. You know?
Youth activists forced the Los Angeles Unified School District to cut its...
That's not directed at anyone in chat, by the way. It's just directed at everybody. It could just be terminally online people. It is terminally online people. It is terminally... That's what it is. It's people who need to log off and touch grass. And that's why I fucking despise it when people say things like, you shouldn't say touch grass because actually it's really bad against disabled people who can't go outside. Nobody who says touch grass is like demanding that disabled people who can't go outside go outside. Nobody's doing that. It's just a fucking statement to be like, please fucking log off. It's bad for you. This place is bad for you. Twitter is bad for you. All this shit is bad for you. Liberate yourself. Emancipate yourself from the mental slavery of fucking social media. People like the superiority of I never made the mistakes, so people who will never do good. Right, exactly. The issue is that social media is designed in a really predatory way that traps us in that mindset. Yes, exactly. I'm currently recovering from what kind of thing? What kind of thing? Posting brain? I'm always recovering from posting brain. You stopped using Twitter and it's awesome. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I'm addicted to Twitter. It's a real bad thing.
Budget by $25 million in the summer of 2020, and early this year, following months of student campaigning, it redirected that money towards a $36.5 million Black Student Achievement Plan. They have also managed to replace police with mental health counselors at 53 schools with high...
Mainly because they have terrible Twitter game? Yeah. Well... I don't think your Twitter game is that bad. It just doesn't recognize it yet. It's not recognizing your game. That's all it is. I'll give you a cheeky retweet. Although my retweets don't do as good as they used to. I remember when I first went viral, yeah, and I had like 7,000 followers on Twitter. It's gone down to like 6,000 now, yeah? And I used to like retweet people's accounts that had like, I don't know, 20... I had so much power and I just abused it. I abused it to fuck. I retweeted all my friends. I was like, yeah! Although that's not really abuse, is it? That's kind of using it good, you know. And I just have no power with that anymore. Like, all of my 6,000 followers are just like, this guy's retweets are pretty lame. Maybe they turned off retweets, you know. I massively reduced the politics I follow on Twitter, and that helps. I still follow enough to point you in a direction, yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of have to do it because I kind of have to stay on point with what's going on. So I'm always following journalists. I'm always following other content creators. I'm trying to whittle down my Twitter list as much as I can, but I get really upset thinking about having to unfollow friends. Do you know what I mean? Which is kind of why I've got the alt account now, because I kind of want all my friends to follow me on that so I can follow them on there. You know? Boosting other people's voices are worth boosting, yeah. Your anxiety keeps you from using social media? Don't blame you. Lists, though, rather than following? Yeah, lists are supposed to be good. Yeah, I think people get a little bit weirded out when they get put in a list. I get weirded out when I get put in lists all the time. Like fucking lefty loonies and like fucking actual fascists and shit like that. And you just gotta like block who owns the list, and it's just a whole thing.
Concentrations of Black students, assign all secondary schools in the district climate
Listen,
coaching,
folks, we might be on Twitter, but at least we're not on Facebook.
and fund ethnic studies curriculums. Cops on campuses make students unsafe and contribute to the racist school-to-prison pipeline. Fantastic to see young people taking charge and kicking them out. Runa Sur is a native Black and labor-led organization headed by
That's right, Lilith, yeah.
Morales, founded in April of 2021 with the aim of making Latin America plurinational. Plurinationality refers to the recognition that many nations exist within each state and deserve autonomy within it. For the organization, plurinationality is a way to prevent the assimilation of indigenous nations, and Runasur is important because it spreads indigenous politics at an international level and continues the plurinational revolution of Bolivia and Ecuador, following the philosophy of buen vivir, or living well, to create harmony and humanity via socialism, and with Pachamama, or Mother Earth. In their second international meeting on November the 3rd, delegates from Bolivia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Argentina came up with 4 agreements for the future of the organization: prevent U.S. interventionism and coups, protect natural and governmental resources, forge a unity of the oppressed, and to meet for a 3rd time in Cusco, Peru on December 20th, 2021. Morales laid out 10 decolonial commandments for the organization, including defending indigenous self-determination, reaffirming plurinational cultural and linguistic diversity, consolidating anti-imperialism, strengthening Mother Earth's rights and protections, recovering millenarian principles of life, decoloniality, and depatriarchalization, and developing a social economic model with just distribution.
Jesus Christ, that was super poggers. That was hyper poggers.
Or so-called Nova Scotia, 200 acres of mostly forest was returned to the Mi'kmaq. Jim and Margaret Drescher, who owned the wilderness retreat called Windhorse Farm, decided that the land should be returned to the people it was taken from through colonization.
Yes!
So through the combination of a gift and purchase, the land is being transferred to Ulnuweg Education.
I'm gonna soy face. Chat, I'm gonna soy face.
Center, an indigenous-led charitable organization. Ulnuweg Education Center's chief operating
That's a soy face, right? That's right.
Officer Chris Gugu said, "It's more than just a piece of property to us. I just immediately had visions of our indigenous children and non-indigenous children as well, running through the forest, that ancient forest, and learning about the interconnectedness."
I did that right?
Between us and Mother Earth. Gugu believes this is the first time a land transfer like this has ever happened with an indigenous charity in Nova Scotia.
The first time.
After a 13-year struggle, Britney Spears is finally free of her conservatorship. You may be wondering why we are reporting on this on PLN, but in truth, this is a disability justice issue.
Massive.
Spears' case has been high profile and yet still dragged on for ages despite her wealth and fame, but there are many people suffering under unjust conservatorships who are not receiving media attention. Hopefully, Britney's publicized struggle will cast light on the practice. The conservatorship forced Britney to be medicated against her will, forced her to get an IUD despite wanting more children, and included several other violations of her human rights. Britney attributes her release to the hard work of the many members.
An IUD. They made her get an IUD. That's so fucked up. That shit fucks with you, yo.
Of the Free Britney movement. On the 16th of November, the International Olympic Committee announced a new framework centering inclusion and non-discrimination for elite-level athletes. The framework upholds gender autonomy, supporting transgender athletes and athletes with sex variations, and underscores that these athletes have no inherent advantage. Quinn, Canadian Olympic gold medalist and Athlete Ally Ambassador, stated this new IOC framework is groundbreaking in the way that it reflects what we know to be true, that athletes like me and my peers participate in sports without any inherent advantage, and that our humanity deserves to be respected. Canadian Blood Services are preparing to end the ban on donations from gay and bisexual men by scrapping the questions around gender or sexuality and replacing them with questions around high-risk sexual behavior more broadly. Currently, men volunteering to give blood are asked if they have had sex with a man in the last 3 months. Women wishing to donate are asked if in the last 3 months they have had sex with a man who, in the last 12 months, had sex with another man. But it's sexual behavior, not sexual orientation, that determines risk of HIV transmission.
Now, I only came out when I was 29, right? 28, maybe. Can't remember. Anyway. It might have been earlier than that, with like Twitch and stuff, with my Twitch community. The first person I ever met with HIV, ever, in real life, was a straight man. And even though I wasn't out, I still hung around in the village. I had friends. I had a lot of queer friends, you know?
By changing the screening process, Nathan Lachowski, one of several researchers whose work will inform Canadian Blood Services application, stated that this means we're increasing, in my mind, the safety of the blood system broadly. Late last month, an anti-trans bigot was protesting outside high schools in Ottawa, saying children are never in the wrong body and opposing puberty blockers. In response, hundreds of trans youth and their allies staged a counter-protest at Broadview Public School and Nepean High School, chanting "Trans kids matter" and "Leave our..."
Wait, is this the same place where those losers were? It looks like exactly the same place. Where did Mexi say this was?
In Ottawa, saying children are never in the wrong body and opposing puberty blockers. In response, hundreds of trans youth and their allies staged a counter-protest at Broadview Public School and Nepean High School, chanting "Trans kids matter" and "Leave our city." The protesters successfully drowned out and chased off the bigot.
There were some like losers who were like Catholic, Roman, sort of Nazi lovers, and I can't even remember what they were like mad about, but they were just like mad about a bunch of stuff, and it kind of looks like the same shit. It kind of looks like the same area.
And his supporters, and the Ottawa Carleton District School Board posted a warning to parents on social media about the man's protest, calling it an act of hatred and promising to ensure that there was no further trespassing on school property. Christian Wright, founder...
Like, transphobes will do things like call trans people sexual predators and shit, right? But then they will, like, go onto a school. An adult transphobe will go into a school and be like, "I'm protecting children." That shit is super sus. Like, incredibly sus. Like, I have not had one desire to go to a school since I was, like, fucking... I thought I'd never wanted to go to school. You know? Like, lighthouses, right, Vordrella, right?
Of Rainbow Carleton said
try and pass bills to look at kids' genitals, Florida. Yeah, that's right, Del, yeah.
Protesters wanted to reassure trans youth that they are loved, they are valued, and they have the ability to make decisions in their lives. China has set up its first clinic for trans children and adolescents in Shanghai. This multidisciplinary clinic was set up at the Children's Hospital at Fudan University in Shanghai to safely and healthily manage transgender minors' transitions. Hundreds of people took to the streets in Mexico's capital on the Day of Dead Women, a women's march held the day after the Day of the Dead, to protest the nation's increase in femicides. There has been a 130% increase in femicides in Mexico between 2015 and 2020, with 762 women being murdered between January and September of this year alone. Bearing crosses with the names of the murder victims...
Shanghai's China, that's right.
Immortalized, they chanted "We are your voice" and took to microphones to recite the names of each of the deceased. On the 22nd of November, Nicaragua's Supreme Electoral Council certified the re-election of Daniel Ortega of the Sandinista Front Alliance after he surpassed 75% of the vote. This will mean that he will continue in office for a fourth consecutive term until 2027. This is a huge victory given the history of the struggle of the Sandinistas, the imperialist propaganda war against them, and the multiple attempts that have been made to destabilize Ortega's presidency.
Sick!
In Venezuela, the opposition, led by neoliberal stooge Juan Guaido, broke a nearly 4-year election boycott to take part in mayoral and gubernatorial votes, but opposition candidates won in only 3 of 23 states. It was a decisive victory for the PSUV, and Guaido said that the opposition needed to rebuild itself after the heavy defeat.
That's so funny as well. That's so fucking funny because it's like most criticisms of socialist states and communist states is that like, oh, well, they never have elections, right? And shit like that. So Venezuela's like, all right, let's have an election. Boom. Boom.
On November 13th, college students from the University of Pittsburgh, Carnegie Mellon University, and Chatham University marched to protest against...
Juan Guaido still claims to be president, by the way. Wait, I thought that Juan Guaido was the good guy. Which is the other one? Don't you know all states are Russia? Every state Russia. I mean, I watched a good video on Sunday called Red Caesars, and it was by that guy. Oh, he was the one who staged the coup. I thought that was the case. So who is the president then? So Juan Guaido staged the election and he only won in 3 states? Is that what he was saying? Is that what that was saying then? Maduro is the good guy. Yeah, I thought so, yeah. Yeah, I watched it. Do you remember the guy that we watched, the Russian guy who did the video on Nazbolism? Like, he did a pretty good video called Red Caesars, and it was about leaders of socialist and communist states and stuff. And that was pretty good. Maduro has his problems still. Posting brain!
As the holdings of these universities' endowments in fossil fuel corporations and demand immediate divestment. This is the first
More incompetence than malice? Well, I mean, it depends what he's actually doing, you know?
collaborative protest by these 3 universities with the sole purpose of demanding divestment. This serves as a first step toward organizing larger coalitions based on the principles of fossil fuel divestment across multiple universities. America's largest universities, including Rutgers, University of Southern California, Georgetown, Columbia, and most recently Harvard University, with the world's largest university endowment, have all committed to immediate divestment
That's right.
and suppression
Everyone's
of
got
students and their
problems.
allies. Fantastic to see this level of student organization in the face of deeply entrenched fossil fuel interests. Raden Roro Hendarti, a librarian in Indonesia, has launched a program designed to inspire kids to read more and to care for the environment.
Is it just because he looks like Stalin? Is that what it is? Is it just because he looks like a bit like Stalin and also Saddam Hussein? Is that all it is? Is it just because that's what he looks like? People are just like, yeah, he's not great. He's like, yeah, we're not great. But anyway, listen. The long and short of the video on Red Caesars was that if we are aiming for a socialist communist state, or ideally not a state, you know, a country where everyone kind of lives and governs themselves kind of thing, then we have to have everyone govern themselves with, like, you know, more of a sort of like central committee kind of vibe rather than just like one guy. You know what I mean? Because it seems to be that the guy's criticism is that if there's one guy, then it's like, right, well, you know, we could just blame him for all the problems. And then some imperialist country comes in and does a coup kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then it establishes a larger, broader power. But if an imperialist country comes in and, like, you know, tries to do a coup of, like, a central committee that's based all over the place, so the power's not, like, centralized in one person, essentially. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like deconstructing power. It was a really interesting video. We should probably watch it at some stage, but I'm doing loads of shit this week, so maybe that'll be next week.
Raiden trades books to local children in exchange for bags of trash and recyclables they collect. Raiden collects about 220 pounds of trash each week, which her colleagues sort for recycling or sale. Let's build a culture of literacy from a young age to mitigate the harm of the online world, Raiden said. We should also take care of our waste in order to fight climate change and to save the earth from trash. Helsinki, Finland has announced that it will cease to serve meat dishes or use disposable tableware for city events at the start of next year. The policy outlines that meat dishes will be replaced with seasonal vegetarian options, which will potentially include responsibly caught fish, but specifies that exceptions may exist for justified reasons. The move is intended to take environmental concerns more seriously at an institutional level, as drastic reductions in emissions are needed immediately.
Hang on a minute. What? I don't understand.
And to save the earth from trash. Helsinki, Finland has announced that it will cease to serve meat dishes or use disposable tableware for city events at the start of next year. The policy outlines that meat dishes will be replaced with seasonal vegetarian options, which will potentially include responsibly...
So, like, just at one thing? Just at, like, one party?
...caught fish, but specifies that exceptions may exist for justified reasons.
What?
The move is intended to take environmental concerns more seriously at an institutional level.
What about the rest of the fucking country, though, man?
Are needed immediately. The French Parliament has voted in legislation that will ban wild animal performances in 2 years' time.
Hey, let's fucking go!
At circuses, nightclubs, private parties.
Oh, all city events? Oh, okay, well, that's pretty good.
And on television shows. Additional legislation banning dolphin shows and mink farming has also been enacted. Animal rights activists are pleased, but wanted the legislation to go further with additional protections for animals at industrial
Was it all
farms.
Sleaze? Is that what it says? Sorry.
Farms, foie gras farms.
Brain's so bad. I literally can't wait to get a fucking ADHD assessment because my brain is just so bad.
And bullfighting.
I will be unstoppable when I get my ADHD medicine. Oh, it was just Helsinki? Oh, okay, so I was right. Okay.
Polling shows French citizens are majority in favor of stronger protection for wild circus animals, with several French towns already banning these performances.
Is my chat just like full of people with ADHD? This is just like me with ADHD and the entire chat with ADHD trying to like figure stuff out. And we're all just like distracted by everything. You're medicated though, you bastard. I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you. Hey, subdue called Dave, yep. Neurodivergence is a hell of a drug, I know. The sad thing is that if we didn't live in capitalism, it wouldn't be that much of a fucking big deal. It doesn't matter, it would be fucking incredibly effective hunter-gatherers. But we do. We do live in fucking capitalism. So we need fucking medication. It's bullshit.
May all countries take a stand against the cruel exploitation of our
Fuck my
sentient
life.
relations for sheer entertainment purposes. Octopuses, crabs, and lobsters are to be recognized as sentient beings.
Oh, this is crazy, by the way. This is fucking wild.
Receive greater animal welfare protection under new UK law. This follows report findings from the London School of Economics that demonstrated strong scientific evidence that these animals are capable of experiencing pain, harm, and distress. The scope of the Animal Welfare Sentience Bill will thus be extended to all decapod crustaceans and cephalopod mollusks. Jonathan Berth, associate professor at LSE,
Yeah, that's
stated
based.
one way the UK can lead on animal welfare is by protecting these invertebrate animals that humans have often completely disregarded. Peter Hatch, a member of the Confederated Tribes of Silets, is the spokesperson of the Alaka Alliance, which is working to bring otters back to the coastal waters of Oregon. The lives of these two
Why is an economics school doing biology not complaining, just confused? Maybe it's something to do with the fact that they can't sell any seafood in Britain. Because of Brexit, you know how like in Brexit they were like, oh well, the only seafood that grows in that thrives in British coastal waters are like crustaceans and like oysters and shit and mussels, and barely anyone in the UK eats those. So they're just like, well, we'll just make them worthless. We don't want to eat them. They're very smart.
using marine mammals were once intertwined with those of the coastal tribes in Oregon, but the global fur trade nearly caused their extinction. We survived and the sea otters didn't, Hatch says. That leaves us with a level of responsibility to undo the wrongs that all people, whatever their particular background.
Have you asked the Tories how that £350 million a week is doing? You know what? Funnily enough, RJ, we watched a clip about that yesterday, where Jacob Rees-Mogg basically admits that the NHS already had the £350 million a week that they wanted to give it. So that's where that is.
We've had our own small part in committing. It's about restoring that relationship, about bringing back a relative. The Alaka Alliance completed a feasibility study that looks into the ecological, industrial, and cultural impacts of reintroducing otters to these waters, and concluded that there are no unresolvable barriers for the reintroduction of these adorable comrades, despite objections from commercial crab fishers.
Well, you know what I say about reintroducing animals into the wild, don't you, folks? Just don't do it and just shoot them instead. Incredibly good take I had about 7 months ago, maybe. I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago.
The Alliance is working towards a healthy marine ecosystem that includes otters.
I just do not understand. I just did not understand, like, environmental issues whatsoever. I'm just like, too many deer? Just fucking shoot them, man. It's fine.
Comrades, if you have good news
Tejan
for the
remembers.
current month, please send your stories to totalliberationpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you to Javi for the Positive News Jams. Thank you to Halcyon for the Positive News background. Thank you to Catherine and Ash for scriptwriting help, and thank you to Tristan for editing this video.
Yeah, Tristan does edit these. Yeah, someone said that before.
Make the show possible. If you'd like to become a sustaining member, please go to patreon.com/positiveleftistnews, or you can give us a one-time tip and donation via PayPal. The link is in the description box below.
Sometimes
Sponsor a wolf reintroduction for me? Yeah, do it. Do it. Right, folks, if you're not already subscribed to PLN, please get it fucking done. Get it fucking done. That's the kind of shit that you want in your life. That's some fucking hopium right there.
You know,
Excuse me. What is this?
These ancient traditions have kept my people down long enough. I'm going to hold a democratic election. At last, Insectica shall be truly free.
I told you someone should have run against her.
This proves it. There is no justice in the world.
That's pretty funny. Based Earthworm Jim. Did anyone hear that funny story about how Doug Idiot, the guy who created Earthworm Jim, who's like an anti-vaxxer and all that stuff, and did anyone hear about how he like lost the rights to Earthworm Jim now? Doug Tenpole. What's this?
Twitter stinks. I'm leaving.
Nice. Based Wario. Absolutely based Wario. Yeah, so he like he lost the rights to Earthworm Jim. Is that how you spell his name? Doug Tenpole loses rights. Let's see that. Look at that. One of the first. Oh, this is fucking great. Oh, here it is. I saw the Earthworm Jim Twitter account saying something like trans rights are groovy. Yeah! Fucking yes! The controversial creator of Earthworm Jim isn't involved in the new spin-off series. Yeah! Oh, fucking brilliant. Right, let's get some tunes on for this. Hold up. Oh, this is just absolutely fucking brilliant. This is like one of the best things that's ever happened in the history of humanity. Cartoon Brew is a good site too. Advocating for unions within the industry and representation. Yeah, that's based. Tenpole will play no part in an upcoming animated series based on the franchise. Interplay Entertainment, which owns the rights to the character, said so on Twitter. We've assembled a whole new creative team for the series Earthworm Jim. The original creator is not involved at all. Interplay, which is producing the show, gave no reason for Tenple's absence. The artist, who is also the creator of the animated series Cat Scratch for Nickelodeon and Project Geeker for CBS, has a history of controversial statements on issues like trans rights and gay marriage, both of which he has publicly condemned. In 2017, he was criticized for misgendering a journalist who'd written a critical article about Earthworm Jim for Kotaku. In contrast, a recent tweet from the official account of the new animated series said in Earthworm Jim's voice, "I say trans rights are human rights, baby." That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. He's seething. He's coping and he's seething so hard. They, for some reason, included his signature in a piece of promo art. Well, you know what? That kind of adds more of an insult, in my opinion. Tenpole replied to Interplay Streets about his non-participation, a whole new creative team that didn't create the main characters. This bench is welcome to handle the rest. In response to another user who criticized the style of the new series trailer, he added, "I think it's fine. It's not what I would make, but that doesn't mean the cartoon won't be good. The animation production is already better than most, so that's a positive. And it's hard to make any series. It's grueling work. Just let it be his own thing." That's so weird that he said that. That's so weird that he said that. I feel like that's a huge cope. It's either a huge cope, or he's like that much of a libertarian that he's like, yeah, well, they could do what they want. I can say what I want. They can do what they want. Is Doug Tenpole true neutral? Sometimes there are laws that prevent a publisher from erasing a signature. Right, could be that too. I mean, he's not true neutral, obviously, but I just mean like on this issue. Earthwood Jim appeared in 1990s. Games industry biz detailing racist and homophobic comments made by Ten April on his podcast. Both Ten April and Intellivision clarified he is an unpaid consultant on the new game. In a play recently launched an in-house TV film studio in the Michael K. Parende. To launch the cow because Earthworm Jim has a new TV series coming soon. Not seen this. Oh, it's just a GIF? Alright, okay. Fucking sweet. Wait, what's this? Jesus Christ. This has to be bullshit. People are actually like this. I will never understand people who do this. This is like Facebook on a whole new level, yeah. This fella here, Jeffrey Thrash, definitely real name, probably advocates for ending online anonymity. I'm quite familiar with why people no longer like Butch Hartman and especially John Kay, but I was never quite familiar with why people had a problem with Doug Ten April. Literally just that. Literally just that. This guy's head looks like the 3D model of a bowling ball at a bowling alley. Wow. That's an original thought, bro. Well done, man. Well done. When you get a strike, boy, I don't get it. What are you trying to say, bro? You trying to say I'm bald? You trying to say it's funny that I'm bald? Not typing fast enough, banned. Fuck you. Okay. Although when I briefly had my own Twitter account, I did notice this guy would inject himself into every culture war on that site and go in the usual screeds against woke hypocrisy and free speech that has unfortunately come to define religious types of his Christianity, with politics being uncomfortable to listen to as possible. I mean, does it not make sense? Why does this person not understand? If they understand that shit, then why do they not understand that? A strike in a bowling is when you knock down all the pins, dude. That's a good thing. Yeah, I know that. What's your point? What's your fucking point? That guy's first message to me was, this guy's head looks like a 3D model of a bowling ball at a bowling alley. I don't give a fuck how much he wants to try and backpedal by saying, oh, I mean when you get a strike. Fuck that guy. Do you think I would? Do you think if that guy came up to me at the pub and said that I want to speak to him? And then he backpedals by going, actually, I meant, yeah, when you get a strike. Get fucked, pal. Come on. That was aimed at him? No. Well, he was backpedaling. Right. He wouldn't be brave enough to pull that shit IRL. None of those cunts would. None of those fucking cunts. At all. You had stupid sexy Flanders in my head after I just read your comment? Yeah, nothing at all. Written a fucking novel just to say nothing at all. I was trying to figure out how that fit into the disc. Nah, he knew what he did when he said that. I'm 12 and I'm gonna go on the internet. And bro, if you're still watching and you're not 12, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. If you're like an actual like adult, that's one of the most embarrassing things in the fucking world. All right, well, I don't really have much content to take us to the end of the stream. Unless he meant like animations that play on the screen. No, he was saying that I'm fucking bald and I look like a bowling ball. That's what he said. That's what he said. He was making a bald joke. Listen, I've been bald for 10 fucking years, yeah. I know when someone's trying to take the piss out of me for being bald. As white guys go, I think you look pretty good. Thanks, Prince. Appreciate that. You went to get water. What happened? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hello, Trampan Trash Can. Good morning to you. I'm sorry, I'm finished. It's over. You got here late. I'm sorry, chicken. We're gonna go raid someone, though. Don't worry about it. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You only just woke up. Not good enough. What do you think you're doing? Part of the fucking capitalist machine that forces you to go and work night shifts? It's not good enough. I need you to be here when I'm live all the time. What kind of leftist solidarity is this? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am finished. Oh, that's okay, Buttocks. Thank you so much for lurking. Thank you, everybody, for lurking. Thank you, everyone who supported the stream today. Thank you for everyone who has rated, hosted, resubbed, subbed, given bits, donated. Even if you've just been in the chat, lurking and chatting, that's very much appreciated. Honestly, thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the stream. It means a lot. The stream's popping off at the minute. You know what I mean? And I'm buzzing. I'm honestly buzzing for it.
In the meantime, thanks, Ants. Thanks.
Splutnu, thank you so much for the fucking thanks. Thanks for the 10 bits. Like I said, we're gonna go raid somebody now. Let's go see who's live. Oh, we're gonna go and raid somebody. There's so many people. We're gonna go raid Only Zots. I've not raided Only Zots in a long, long time. Incredible individual. Cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. And Only Zots is playing Don't Starve, which is a pretty fucking cool game. So yeah, let's go and show him some love. Oh, that's the wrong fucking raid thing. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out tonight again. Really appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow we've got Mildred, aka Thought Slime, coming on the stream with Sophie from Mars. We are going to be talking about how the decriminalization and legalization of drugs is incredibly important to leftist movements and also liberating BIPOC, queer and trans people. We're going to be having a look at that, a nice, lovely, cool look at that tomorrow. And the day after that, we're going to be speaking with Professor Flowers. He's going to be talking to us about where we think, or where she thinks, the online left should be going. Very exciting, very cool stuff in store for you. Tune in tomorrow and Thursday to get involved. But for the meantime, thank you very much. Stay excellent to each other. Peace. Mwah. Good night.
Genuinely having fun. I'm from the South. I can take
Welcome to my dungeon.
just Josh. No, I know. I'm from the South. Like.